home finers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Set-Town Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
Boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
On the dot, 6 o'clock, all week long. 6 o'clock. Carmichael Dave, Christopher Laud. No Jason Ross. He will be back Tuesday. Chris, how is it that every single person got the day off but us here?
I know. When I came in today, I'm like, oh, so Tom and Cody get today off, huh?
Yeah. There are no cars in the parking lot.
But to be fair, our boss did tell us that we get out at 2 o'clock.
That's always great. Like anyone's going to be here at 2 o'clock anyways, including our bosses.
Unfortunately, the people that have to get everything done, I'm thinking of like production people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're working overtime because they have to do everything extra.
They do.
And meanwhile, they're trying to get a hold of salespeople that took a day off since Wednesday.
Yeah, you know, we have a wonderful person in production. And I know you talk to her. I talk to her too all the time. It's amazing the amount of crap that our sales staff throws on her last minute. Don't follow directions. Every office has these people, and every office has that person that just gets rained on. And, you know, hey, here's a 60-second spot. Here's 3 notes on it. And I need you to make a 60-second deal out of it. And she works her tail off and does not get enough credit. And she'll probably be working till 5 today. And she's the one that needs the day off probably more than any of us. But it's you and me now.
Yes.
We have the whole building is you and me. That is it. There is a building that has tens of employees here. And it is you and I. And the last day before Jason Ross, we almost made it, Chris. Summertime, sort of. No, just you and me. No Jason. We almost made it.
Yeah, we didn't make it.
We didn't make
all the
it
way.
yet. No, we haven't made it all the way. Welcome in. Good morning. It'll be and just because Jason's gone, the Friday Fun and Games continues. That will happen. We have all kinds of fun stuff for you today. We're also going to have at 9 a.m. Tom Friend from the Sports Business Journal. What will he be talking to us about, Chris Rulon?
Good at business.
He will be, it was his article earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's the one discussing how NBC is getting the NBA. We're going to get just one last year of TNT.
We'll also have some audio there, too. And we will be driving the point.
Oh, Charles.
It's just beginning.
Is known for not giving any single.
Yes. Sort of.
And now that he knows he only has 1 year left,
I
have a feeling it's going to get even more of Charles.
Yeah, it's going to be basically senioritis, but adult version. He does not care. And as a matter of fact, for the brand, his brand, it actually behooves him to just completely annihilate his bosses there. A, because he's right, and B, because it's just must see TV or must hear radio.
And we'll hear from him later, but a big part of what he's saying is just like, hey, don't worry about us. We're fine.
Right.
Like, think about the people that are working on the show that just like us, this just gets dropped on them. And now they're thinking, oh, now I've got to go looking for a job.
Right. the people that aren't multi. Like Shaq ain't looking for cash. Charles is fine.
I don't know, by those general commercials, I think, in Icy Hot commercials, I think Shaq might be looking for cash.
Well, Shaq's always looking for cash. He just doesn't need it.
Yes, he doesn't need it.
It's safe to say, like, Shaq's the biggest pitch man in America, is he not? Is there anyone else that pitches more product than Shaq?
He hasn't been lately, but Peyton Manning was up there.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'll bet you the list of things that Shaquille O'Neal pitches or has pitched is pretty insane. And not only that, I'm looking at an article right now. It says he's actually picky. One, the product must be affordable to the average consumer. That's actually something he's been very good at, especially with his shoes. Number two, he must believe in the product and use it himself. Number three, the commercials must bring laughter. 72% of the general population, this is in 2019, know who Shaquille O'Neal is. That puts him almost at the same level of Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods. Not a lot of polarization with him. I mean, he really, truly does. Like, you talked about the insurance stuff, the Icy Hot, the Buicks. And then you have Papa John's, I think.
Yeah, he's part owner in Papa John's.
And that's the thing. He gets a piece of a lot of these companies, too. Reebok, Pepsi, NBA 2K, Taco Bell. Well, that's PepsiCo, so he probably does all that. What PepsiCo, I think, is what? Pepsi,
Doritos,
KFC,
KFC.
A&W, Wheaties, JCPenney. Jeez.
He's on the Terminator ride at Universal Studios.
Is he really?
He's like, it's so bad. I haven't seen it in a long time, but apparently it hasn't changed. He's working with Cyberdyne Technologies, and they put like a chip in his eye so he can make free throws.
No way.
Yes.
That's a real thing.
But it's like probably 1999 Shaquille O'Neal in the video.
Oh, that's great, though. Some of his most notable business ventures include investing in tech startups like Ring Doorbell, Google Fiber Internet Services. He owns several Auntie Anne's pretzel franchises, has a major stake in Papa John's. He has a line of clothing called the Big Aristotle Collection, and he owns over 155 guys. Jeez. 5 guys, and I guarantee you what he sold his Sacramento Kings ownership. He made a nice chunk off of that. 31,000 square foot home in Windermere, Florida. 12 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, full indoor basketball court, recording studio, wine cellar, 95-foot-long swimming pool, and a movie theater. And a massive collection of luxury vehicles, including Lamborghinis, a Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Cadillac Escalade. That's crazy, man. Good for him. I don't hate that at all. Good for him. And one of the reasons I say good for him is because I also know that Shaq is incredibly, incredibly charitable. Incredibly charitable. How is he tied into the Kings? AB asks on the YouTube chat. You can go to YouTube. Check in, say hello. Hopefully we'll see MC today. I know yesterday was his birthday. He was tied to the Kings because remember how we talked about like how owners when they first take over a team, especially if it's their first team in professional sports they've run full on, they make bad decisions, and that was a really bad decision. Was the idea was to bring Shaquille O'Neal in. I've never found out for sure if he actually bought in. I'm pretty sure he was either given a very small percentage, but hey, a very small percentage. That's a very small percentage of a multi-billion-dollar company.
We'll share a very small percentage.
100% we would. And I think the idea was, let's bring Shaq in, let's bring his star power, that'll help bring in some deals, some co-branding. We'll have him, sit courtside, bring attention to Sacramento, bring business to Sacramento. And then I know at one point my favorite one was he will mentor DeMarcus Cousins. Now, I know that didn't happen. I mean, they had conversations and stuff, but there was not any mentoring going on. And I think Shaq came to 2, maybe 3 games. It's like when you see 50 Cent sitting courtside, he's not just sitting courtside to sit courtside. He's got to deal with his liquor brand. I think he also does something with the Hornets, is it? And that's fine.
I want to say the Rockets.
Maybe it's the Rockets. You're right. And, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. That's not unique to our ownership. But Shaquille O'Neal never belonged anywhere near this. And by the way, as somebody who likes Shaquille O'Neal, but as a Kings fan, like, you can't have Shaquille O'Neal in ownership. Like, that's just one of those tone deaf things where you don't really know the fan base yet. Like, where Shaq could literally say, I own the Kings, just like I did when I played. God, it is mosquito season, man. I've been in the backyard a lot. And I'm not one of those people that can't itch my mosquito bites. I have to itch them, dude.
Oh, man. I was like very aware of it on Tuesday at the Republic game.
There's a lot. I'm glad we don't have those cicadas, though.
I don't know. People are eating them, so they can't be that bad.
Yeah, look, I'm never going to poo-poo whatever anyone eats. Everyone's got different tastes and cultures and all that, but I ain't eating a cicada, dude. I'm not going to eat a bug.
Isn't it weird that it feels like the whole entire west side of the United States doesn't feel like a part of most of the United States, where they're getting all of this stuff? Like, they've got to feel like, oh, everyone's dealing with the cicadas, and we've never seen a cicada or had any of this.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a cicada.
Oh, this humidity is terrible. Oh,
no, it's not. Yeah, but then they're all we're like, oh, these earthquakes, and they're like, I know. Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, North Carolina, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Virginia. What does that sound? Oh, that's coming through. Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's all right.
Yeah.
And isn't there there's the 13-year cicadas and the 17-year cicadas are all showing up at once. I knew that. There's 2 that are showing up, two versions. And how weird is that, man? For most of their lives, cicadas live underground and then emerge once the soil reaches 64 degrees. There's this 13-year, they're dormant for 13 years, and then they show up. Then dormant for 17 years, and then they show up. And depending on the weather, it may warm up faster, and then boom, they're all of them. And dude, they're huge. And then they all freaking die, leaving behind their offspring to bury themselves in the soil and lay dormant for 13 years, 17 years. And then they're born again. So they're like zombies.
Gross.
And as we go to break, this will be the first time since 1803 that 2 broods of cicadas have emerged at the same time. It won't happen again until 2037. That's weird. It hasn't happened since 1803, and now it's going to happen in 13 years. So they're calling it Cicadageddon. But in 2076, which I believe will be long gone, the 2 largest broods will come out together, and they're calling that Cicada Palooza. It will be quadrillions of cicadas, which is an average of 1 million cicadas per acre over millions of acres in the United States.
Gross.
Last thing. You're going to love this part. Some of the cicadas are hypersexual. The sexually transmitted fungal infection turns them into so-called zombie cicadas with a chalky white plug erupting out of their bodies and making their genitals fall off.
Gross.
Was waiting for that.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Just all kinds. And someone will probably make a drink out of that at some point. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got a big show for you. Boston, Indiana. Yesterday, the Pacers are in trouble for more reasons than just being down 2-0. We've got video of Scottie Scheffler's arrest, and by we, I mean the whole world has it, and maybe the best, worst Wheel of Fortune answer ever. We got all kinds of fun Friday stuff for you. We'll lead it off, though, next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Yeah!
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Brown knocks it down. He's got 40.
On the way to top off a magnificent night for Jaylen Brown that ties his playoff career high.
126-110, your final in a game that Indiana had the lead going into the second quarter. It looked like it would be another good game, and then Boston just pulled away from them. This was a semi-expected, not that anyone knows how this series is going to go with Indiana, who has surprised everyone. But you kind of got the feeling after game one, that was the one the Pacers needed to steal, and Boston would figure it out, get it together. Pascal Siakam has been fantastic, and we have a pretty interesting numbers on him coming up later, something very unique that he's doing, or more to the point that he's not doing. As you heard Mike Breen say, Jaylen Brown, 40 points there. Derek White and Jason Tatum had 23 each. Peyton Pritchard, 12 off the bench. The big story here is Tyrese Halliburton leaving the game with an apparent hamstring injury, finishing just 28 minutes, 10 points, 8 assists, a steal, and 4 rebounds. What's interesting here is you have guys on the Pacers like Pascal Siakam, again, who played 2-3 minutes in the fourth quarter. Let's see, it was 68, 88. I'm doing the numbers in my head. 93 to, it was 93-81 going into the fourth. And I think Rick Carlisle, he might have given up a little bit too early. There's going to be conversation about that today because he did sit some folks in the fourth. But the main thing there is Tyrese Halliburton. More than the loss. If Tyrese Halliburton is going to miss any sort of significant time, especially going back to Indiana, and they're not able to hold their home court there, the series is effectively over. But we'll have a lot more on that coming up later in the program. In the meantime, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Our position's the same as it was last Friday. Scottie Scheffler didn't do anything wrong. We're not interested in settling the case. We will either try it or it'll be dismissed. It's very simple. All the evidence that continues to come out just continues to support what Scottie said all along. This was a chaotic situation and a miscommunication, and he didn't do anything wrong.
Well, The Louisville Police Department has released the footage of Scottie Scheffler's arrest. And I'm a little surprised that they would release that. You start with the cop who weirdly didn't turn his body cam on. We'll take you through the footage later as best we can on the radio, but if you haven't seen it, I'm still looking for where the police officer was dragged while holding on to Scottie Scheffler's vehicle. Now, on top of that, you've got some previous history with this officer. And by the way, an officer can have a previous history and still be in the right. That doesn't automatically disqualify him, but doing donuts and being cited for it. And can I just add to something super responsible for me to say? But when I look at this cop, he just feels like a schmo to me. He just looks like one of those guys that became a cop because he had a bad time in high school.
When we all saw the picture, I believe all of our responses like, okay, that makes sense.
Now I get it. And look, here's the thing. We just work way too much in absolutes. We really do. And I don't want to do that. And I will say as a disclaimer, many of us do. I know a couple of cops. There are a lot of really good, amazing, true public servant police officers that do their jobs and are respectful and are the first ones to walk. I have a lot of respect for our first responders, and I include cops, but it's like we don't have to have a blanket statement. Newsflash, right? There's really crappy firefighters. No one ever rips firefighters. Let me tell you right now. I know a bunch of firefighters. Some of them I wouldn't trust with my worst friends, whatever, like wackos. I'm trying to think of another profession. Ambulance drivers. They're not all great. Police officers, not all great. Like whatever the profession is, you're going to have bad apples, which shouldn't taint the whole thing. I don't want to get into a whole, all cops are terrible, all cops are great, back to blue, don't back. No, you can have, no matter what the profession is, you can have bad apples. And this guy, if he's not a bad apple, it certainly is looking more and more like he is I'm up against the wall, I'm going to double down here and just hope that there's no proof. Meanwhile, witnesses... Now we've got the video. He didn't turn his body cam on. Oh, by the way, the character of Scottie Scheffler itself. Now we're finding out. And all we're hearing from the Louisville Police Department is, well, we're going to continue pressing the charges. And at first I was like, no. Figure this out and make it charitable and do something cool. Like we talked about it the day it happened. Hopefully they can come together and do something. Like I said, have some fun with it if you can. Like have Scottie sign his jumpsuit with the officer that arrested him and auction it off. I don't know. Come up with some things, and then donate all the money to the family of the man who was killed that morning. Like make light of a very terrible situation, but more importantly, the family won't care if you're helping them out. That's the right thing to do. But it just and then Chris, part of me is like, oh, okay. Well, if you're gonna be like that, then he should sue them for everything. Just sue them for 9 figures, get it settled, and then donate that money to. I mean, maybe you don't want to donate $100 million or whatever it is, but donate a nice chunk. Make sure the guy's kids or grandkids go through college. And then donate the rest to, I don't know, some cool charity. But the problem with that is that money has to come from somewhere. And now all of a sudden, the good people of Louisville, who pay taxes and have to support the city. Now all of a sudden, they're the ones that are on the hook for that through their increased taxes or insurance premiums. It does all come from somewhere. I don't know what the
major problem I have with this, as soon as it happened, there should have been a higher up police officer that said like, whoa.
Yes.
What are we doing here?
Yes.
Let's get your story. This isn't adding up.
Right.
We're going to go your way. We'll go our way. Nothing bad has happened besides what happened earlier. Let's just forget this happened. That doesn't happen. Then as soon as this video is found, the district attorney's office should be like, okay, we're not pressing charges. This is nothing at all. Why are we going to court? You want to talk about taxpayer money? They're paying for them to fight this nothing thing that happened. It seems like, I don't know everything that happened. What it feels like, he went by a police officer that said, hey, go this way. And this other police officer said, no, you got to go this way. And someone got mad at him doing what they weren't expecting him to do.
That's exactly what it seems like. And they're doubling and tripling and quadrupling down. Here's the other thing. The tournament was at Valhalla, which is a major course. It's one of the most famous courses in the United States. I believe there's one or two, I think maybe one other PGA stop there. I know there's a Champions Tour stop there. If I'm the PGA, I'm like, guys, you're also never getting a tournament again. You might as well just turn Valhalla into a private country club that has nothing to do with us. Valhalla's hosted the Ryder Cup before. Like, dude, it's a major event. And I'm not saying people aren't going to go to Kentucky because of what happened to Scottie Scheffler, but it ain't going to help tourism in Kentucky. Somebody's got to step in. I keep thinking again, I believe Andy Bashir, who's a pretty level-headed dude. I think he's still the governor. Yeah, he is still the governor. Andy's got to step in, man. Just be like, look, no. But for all we know, maybe he has, and they've turned him down. All right, we got a break here real quick. Let's get to cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
On this, Doncic got a hand on it. Irving controls. Game is over, and the Dallas Mavericks have come from behind to beat Minnesota in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. Wolves Mavs, Game 2 tonight. We'll have some conversation about that. Nice film session, apparently, with Chris Finch, who is still on crutches. I'm very interested to see how both teams come out tonight. This series is obviously still up for grabs, and I couldn't tell you who's going to win this thing. Dallas obviously took home court advantage, but I cannot tell you who's going to win this thing. This should be a pretty fun series. I'd be really surprised if it didn't go 6 or 7 games. We'll take a break. When we come back, though, the Celtics did win last night. We've got audio on that. We'll talk about Tyrese Halliburton and more right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, and for a lot of folks heading into a holiday weekend, expect a cool start for the morning, and it's going to be a cooler day overall under mostly sunny skies with a steady onshore breeze. Highs today peak in the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we buy from ourselves. Right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. See our certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Carmichael Dave here. You know Memorial Day's right around the corner. That means outdoor parties, barbecues, and family gatherings. Now my friends at Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and inside the new Amy hardware store in the El Dorado Town Center, they're bursting with beautiful, comfortable outdoor furniture. Now, through Memorial Day, they're going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. We're talking great brands like Kettler, deep seating sets, Jensen Outdoor, indestructible Polywood Adirondack chairs, and umbrellas. Now, you all know Amy's. It's your barbecue headquarters, and this year they have two of the newest, hottest brands, those beefy Rectech grills and affordable Napoleon grills. And, of course, they still carry the great brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. The sales tax is on them now through Memorial Day on all in-stock patio furniture. Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and inside Amy Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center.
Hi, this is Jeremiah, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Chicken Minis is that soft roll with that honey butter brushed on it. It's so fluffy, like a cloud. It might be a mini, but it doesn't taste like a mini. That sweet, savory bite and that fluffy roll with that honey butter on it and that crispy chicken, it's an awesome way to start your day, the perfect breakfast treat.
Breakfast starts with Chicken Minis and Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app. Real customer paid for their testimonial.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Barkley.
Take my hand, let me make you mine. It's Dasha, hit your boots, start working to
Kelsey Hart and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Campea wants to know, I was waiting for this, what my response is to the NBA using the Hawkeye technology to try and prove the right call was made on the Game 1 basket interference. And talking to people with the league, I can tell you, no one's buying it. Clearly, the technology is faulty and the referees made an error. It's all part of what I like to call big geometry, here to cover the refs. And if you want to be a stand for the refs and cover up their bad call in game one, that's fine. You can do that. All I know is this: you can bring all the technology you want. I took a still screenshot off of Twitter that clearly shows. I even showed you guys a picture yesterday. There's a space between the ball and the rim. Chris and I talked about it last night. Chris agrees. Chris actually texted me. I had seen it, and I knew it was coming. Chris texted me the video, and what was my response?
I believe he said, "We will never speak of this again."
Don't bring it up again. There's MC. Maybe MC and I are on the same page with that one. It's all a part. It's all a part of big tech bringing down the game. You know, somebody did ask a question during the break, though, that has nothing to do with what we're about to talk about. But hey, what else is new? It got me thinking, though. It's actually a really good, very basic question. I'll ask you the same, Chris. What basketball player made you fall in love with basketball?
Michael Jordan.
Was it Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you ask a lot of people around my age, it'll be Michael Jordan.
It'd be Jordan.
Because it was also a weird thing. There wasn't like the NBA like pass to watch all the games.
That's right.
But everybody got WGN, and everyone could watch the Bulls game every single night. Like I could watch more Bulls games in Sacramento than I could watch Kings games in Sacramento.
That's very true. And there are people of that generation that will tell you there was something very unique. It's a really good point, Chris, because not just because it's Michael Jordan, but because of the access. And WGN did the same thing for Cubs fans, just as Turner, TBS, did the same for Braves fans. And once upon a time, guys, you get Hawks games too. The Hawks local broadcast off of TBS. They had an advantage over a lot of other teams because that was before all the league passes, as you said, and all the rights and all that, where you could just show the stuff and you'd watch it. It's interesting. I have a really hard time breaking it down to one. Michael Jordan, of course. And this was back when the slam dunk contest was arguably as big as the NBA Finals. Michael versus Dominique or whomever. Sports Illustrated would do things like, I remember, God, there was this one video that they put out if you got a subscription. And I only know this because I've said this before. My big Christmas present every year was a renewed subscription to Sports Illustrated. And, you know, you get the football phone, or you get the whatever, the stationery or whatever the hell.
100 years of the Stanley Cup.
Right, exactly. And there was a video that came. All I remember is it had, I want to say, Frank Layden with the big glasses and Marv Albert. And it was a video cassette. Oh, it was the NBA's dazzling dunks. The NBA's dazzling dunks and basketball bloopers. And it was about 45 minutes. It was a tongue-in-cheek sort of thing. Let me see if I actually have this here. And Frank Layden was the, I guess maybe there's no sound. Frank Layden was the comic relief, if you will. And it was great dunks and it was bloopers.
Do kids today know what bloopers are?
Do kids?
Because remember, it would be like it would be around this time, and it'd be like after a game, and it'd be like, "Hey, come check out these sports bloopers."
They do, but it's called Shaq to the Fool.
Yes,
that's exactly.
But there would be like a full half hour of just like, and they would be from like 20 years ago and stuff.
Here, I got a clip of one of their skits.
Do this. It's not legal, but it simplifies
things. It's not this old. They're showing old footage. I know this isn't working on the radio. I'm waiting for they're going to get to Marv and Frank here in a couple of seconds. Let me see what that audio sounds like. Where right now they're just showing a Harlem Globetrotter do his dribbling back in like the 1930s. And now they're showing Bob Cousy going crazy dribbling around. This is all in black and white, right? And then I think Marv and Frank are going to sit down and just kind of break things down. Let me see. Here we go.
Man, I love that old music. Hey, Marv, how about you and me shaking it up a little? I'm sure the nation would love to see Marv Albert dance.
Okay. So Marv Albert and Frank Layden are sitting in what looks like a locker room. There's lockers behind them, and they're sort of facing each other.
I think you mean Marv Albert.
Marv Albert. Frank's wearing a straw hat and a big red jacket with a B on it, like a Letterman jacket, kind of like what I'm wearing today. And it's incredibly clear. By the way, I haven't seen this probably since I was 9 years old. It's incredibly clear that Frank is reading off of cue cards and not looking at Marv in any way, shape, or form.
This must be the moment where I wake up and say, that was the strangest nightmare I've ever had.
Seriously, Marv, how many times in your life have you danced?
Including my wedding?
Yeah.
None.
Gee, what a surprise.
This took a minimum of 30 takes.
Exactly. There is 100% a person holding the cue card and another person running their finger under the words where Frank's supposed to speak.
What a stinking comeback by Layden, right on target.
No, really. They don't dance like they used to, and they don't dribble like they used to either.
Uh-oh, I smell segue.
I'm just making a simple statement. Today's guys simply can't dribble, and I have the clips to prove it.
I was right.
This is my favorite one.
Oh, I just remembered every single time they introduce a clip, the running gag is Frank says, this is my favorite one. And as a kid, I burned this video completely out. So when it's what made you fall in love with basketball, that's a tough question because it was Michael Jordan. It was also the NBA and NBC music. It was Hang Time. It was, I've said this many times before, I got to see one basketball game a year in my little baby Dave years before the Kings got here. My dad would drive us to Oakland, and we'd watch the Warriors play the Celtics because we love the Celtics. You either pick the Lakers or the Celtics, and I wasn't picking the Lakers. We picked the Celtics because I was a huge Larry Bird guy, because Larry Bird is the first college basketball player I remember was Larry versus Magic. And Larry Bird is every bit as responsible for a guy like me falling in love with basketball. And then, of course, the Kings coming here, Otis Thorpe, Mark Olberding, Joe Klein ahead of Karl Malone, Jerry Reynolds, Phil Johnson, the first head coach, and just losing constantly. But I'm curious, 44-11-40. And 916-339-1140. Excuse me, 44-1140 hasn't worked in years. 916-339-1140 is the text line. And, of course, if you're on the YouTube chat, you can already weigh in. I'm curious, who or what got you to fall in love with basketball? It's actually a really good question asked.
First Kings game I ever went to, my parents made the wrong decision of telling me as probably, now that I think about it, it's around the time of the bowl. So maybe this was like, hey, sorry, you almost got killed. We'll take you to a Kings game.
I mean, that was right after the goring.
They made the mistake of telling me, like, oh, see the scoreboard? When the crowd gets very loud, the flames shoot up.
The little shiny streamers would go up. Yeah.
So whenever the Kings did anything,
oh, you're going crazy.
I would scream my head off.
Yes, going nuts. I was the same. I was the absolute same, dude. All I wanted, honestly, I think that was our generation's version of the Keegan Murray call and response. we just wanted to see the streamers go up. We had nothing else. On a side note, I miss Home Run Derby. I don't remember what channel it was on. I believe that person's probably talking about the old black and white home run derbies they used to run on ESPN.
It's like Home Run Challenge.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, they'd have like Mickey Mantle and all that. And yeah, I actually would love to see those rerun as well. Hell, I'd like to see him come back. That would actually be kind of fun to do.
I think the rules were different, whereas 9 innings, 3 outs, right?
I think it was.
Instead of like the 10 outs.
Yeah. And then they'd have like a little conversation in between. Hey, Willie, tough inning there for you. Well, John, it's just get up there and try my best, kids. Eat your Wheaties. It was one of those things. We'll take a break. Great topic on Celtics and the Halliburton Dave. Well done. When we come back, safe or out, our federally mandated baseball segment. A terrible ending to a game last night, and the best free agent signing out of Japan. You all know who it is. We'll talk about him next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. This Memorial Day, bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers with features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. Plus, up to $100 off select Napoleon models for May. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Hey, California, Sellathon means big savings. Sellathon means great selection. Sellathon means 5 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through Memorial Day and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford Memorial Day Sellathon. That means choices, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all electric. Now's the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end May 28th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with insulation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Carmichael Dave here for Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland, talking to Chad Hoblet, which means you know it's time to save. Chad, what's happening for the Memorial Day sales events?
We're doing something we've never done before. Right now, you can save up to $11,000 off MSRP on almost every new 2024 Ram truck we have to offer. That means 1500s, 2500s, 3500s, tradesmen's, bighorns, Laramies, limiteds, and even Longhorns and Rebels. You pick. That means you can get a brand new 2024 Ram truck starting at only $36,995.
Wow, $11,000 off almost every Ram truck you have? That's pretty impressive.
Yep, and it's not just one or two. We have dozens at this discount, but they won't last long, so you better hurry into the Hoblet Ram Truck Center today.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
Up to $11,000 off MSRP on all new 2024 Ram models in stock, excluding TRX. Total net savings includes all applicable factory rebates, including $500 first responder cash or $2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. $36,995 on 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn quad cabs. Net price after $3,000 factory rebates. Sample VIN 194883. At least 3 this net savings. See dealer for details.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Safe or out? By the way, Pat, Tom, and Cody are, Pat's off for a while. Tom and Cody, we said earlier, nobody's in the building. So my tradition is whenever Tom's not in the building and I don't know that he's not going to be in the building, I always try to FaceTime him, and he never picks up. But I always try to FaceTime him at like 5:30 in the morning to just go, where are you? And then I leave a message. I'll call back regularly, and then I just leave him a really crappy message. Where are you, dude? I don't know how to make the coffee. It's my bit with him. Tom just texted me back. We're off today. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for that, pal. Appreciate it.
Is there no one better than messing with in this building than Tom?
There is nobody better because, first off, he's so mess-withable. Secondly, he just is a very kind-hearted guy who you can just have the most. You can say whatever, and he's just going to laugh and give it back to you a little bit.
Yeah,
in a good way.
It's fun to see him get frustrated, but he's never like mad or upset or just
100%. I honestly think there's maybe 3 or 4 people in the world outside family members that could do this to me. I think Tom's one of those people where if he ever got truly mad at me, I actually might start crying. Like I might actually feel so terrible that tears would come out of my eyes. All right. Hey, question 1, Christopher Laud, safer out.
Safer out. Last night's ending to the White Sox game was a complete travesty.
I will play you just some of this. It's 8-6 Orioles. It's the bottom of the 9th inning. There's 1 out. There's an 0-1 count to the batter. Okay. And the White Sox they're in Chicago. The White Sox have the winning run at the plate. Men on first and second, down 8-6, bottom of the 9th, 1 out.
And Teddy pops it up on the infield. And Henderson will make the catch. They called infield fly rule. No, they called interference.
They're calling him out. I believe they're calling the game over.
Wait a minute. They're calling game over. They're saying Andrew Vaughn interfered with Henderson at short. So they're calling Vaughn out. Let's take a look at this, Steve.
Well, Andrew did not do anything intentionally to deal at all with Henderson because he never saw him. Look, he doesn't know where Henderson is. Henderson's in back of him.
And he's just going back to the bag.
And he chooses to go around him. You got to go back to
No,
the
they
bag.
can't end the game like this.
Well, it's an infield fly rule, and
no way.
This would be an unbelievable ending.
Adrian Johnson, as the crew chief, you got to take over here. That cannot be how this game ends. They called infield fly rule, and then they called Andrew Vaughn out at second for obstructing Henderson at short.
But that's a terrible call. Andrew had no idea where he was, and Henderson went around him. He didn't interfere. He made the catch. It was an automatic out anyway.
Okay. If you haven't seen the video, I invite you to see the video. Men on first and second. It's an infield fly. They call the infield fly rule. Now, here's the important part. The shortstop caught the ball. Now, the shortstop, second base is to his left. You've got the guy leading off. The guy on second just takes a few steps once the ball goes up. He takes a few steps backwards, as any hitter would do, or any runner would do, to get back to second to make sure he's on base. For a brief second, they're kind of in each other's way. No problem. Guy caught the ball. So not only do you have the out from the fly ball, they call interference, double out, game over. Just an absolute travesty. And look, the White Sox suck. It's not going to make a big difference in the big scheme of things. And there's a 90% chance they wouldn't have won the game. But it just goes to show it's just one of those unforced errors where the umpires should have gotten together, had a conversation, looked at the replay, and done the right thing. But they didn't. And whether that's the umpire's fault or they're handcuffed by a mechanism that won't allow them to do that, that's where baseball's got to fix that stuff because it just goes to the integrity of the game. All right, number 2, please.
Japan played a big role in free agency over the winter. Safer out. The best signing might have been Shota Imanaga.
Yeah, so get to know this name if you don't already. Because everyone's talking about Yoshinori Yamamoto. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani going to the Dodgers, of course. Holy moly. Shota Imanaga is a great story. 30 years old, left-hander, got a 4-year, $53 million contract. And he's got a .84 ERA. He's 5-0. His whip, if you don't know, walks and hits per innings pitched, anything approaching 1 is fantastic. Is .8 or .91. He's 5'10". His fastball comes in around 92, which is average, if not below average today. Opponents have a 1.64 batting average against him. And, I'll tell you, in watching this guy, it's not an exact example because no one is, but this guy's more of a Greg Maddux type than he is obviously a power type. He just has complete control. He's got crazy movement on the ball. It's a really, really good story for Chicago. By the way, in the offseason, the Red Sox, the Pirates, the Astros, and the Giants all showed interest, and the Cubs came away with him. We'll take a break. When we come back, we talked to you about the inside the NBA, probably going into their last year, and Charles Barkley is getting quite loose, and it's only just begun. We have some of his comments to Dan Patrick yesterday. We'll play those next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, and for a lot of folks heading into a holiday weekend, expect a cool start for the morning, and it's going to be a cooler day overall under mostly sunny skies with a steady onshore breeze. Highs today peak in the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
This Memorial Day, the Roseville Auto Mall invites you to experience the thrill of saving like never before. 17 dealerships and thousands of vehicles all in one location. The giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall at the intersection of savings and satisfaction.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't. Right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Carmichael Dave here. You know Memorial Day's right around the corner. That means outdoor parties, barbecues, and family gatherings. Now my friends at Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and inside the new Amy Hardware store in the El Dorado Town Center, they're bursting with beautiful, comfortable outdoor furniture. Now, through Memorial Day, they're going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. We're talking great brands like Kettler deep seating sets, Jensen Outdoor, indestructible Polywood Adirondack chairs, and umbrellas. Now, you all know Amy's. It's your barbecue headquarters, and this year they have two of the newest, hottest brands, those beefy Rectech grills and affordable Napoleon grills. And of course, they still carry the great brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. The sales tax is on them now through Memorial Day on all in-stock patio furniture, Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt, and inside Amy Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center. Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Coach Doug Christie here, letting you know it's the Folsom Lake Ford Memorial Day Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates on approved credit and Memorial Day bonus cash now through Monday. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Barkley. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Hey, it's Dasha. Kelsey Hart and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPfest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
Welcome to the Tap House Restaurant at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course. With an array of local craft brews from a selection of 20 taps, the Tap House menu boasts freshly made sandwiches, crisp salads, and a variety of specialty entrees. The Tap House is the perfect place for a round after your round at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course, especially during happy hour from 3 to 6 daily. Drop by the Tap House Restaurant for scenic views, exquisite food, and a hearty welcome. The Tap House at Bartley Kavanaugh Golf Course.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
And yesterday, in I believe it's the Adidas camp, he had 21 points in 12 minutes. Yes, he's 12. His name is Mohamed Dabone. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Dabone. And you know how I am with names. You got to have a kind of a cool name to be a true superstar. Mo Dabone is a cool name, man. 12 years old. We're getting more and more young now.
Is it Dabone or Dabone?
There's no thing over the E. So I'm guessing it's Dabone. There's no swing over the E, whatever that's called.
Yeah, but is it an English name?
I truly don't. I don't know. I'm going with Mo Dabone right now because I love the way that sounds. Yes, he might end up being Mohamed Dabone. I don't know if Mohamed Dabone is as much of a superstar.
Okay, so the Kings need to go for a title right now. Do whatever they can right now.
Right now.
And then blow everything up.
Tank for Mo.
Because he's 12, so we're talking probably about
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 years. That's the window. I mean, De'Aaron will be 33 by then. Yeah. Fox or Sabonis, 34, 35. Mo Dabone. Love that name. Also, before we get to Charles Barkley's comments, I've got a quick baseball story, sort of, that caught my eye. It's Jimmy Fallon talking to Jerry Seinfeld. I believe this is off the old show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. They're at a diner, and you might have heard this before, but it always tickles me.
I went to the Yankee game once, World Series. So I'm at the game with Lorne Michaels and with Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's the coolest guy. Again, one of those guys where his voice is his voice. It's like, you're you. He's Jack Nicholson. So we order a hot dog and a beer, and I get Cracker Jack. I'm eating Cracker Jacks. And he looks at me, he's got a sunglasses, and he goes, "Did you get the prize yet?" And I go, I swear to God. I open up the prize. It's a sticker. It's a picture of a snake. He goes, "You know, when I was a kid, we used to get metal things like tin whistles, stuff like that." And then without even looking at me, he's looking out at the game. He goes, "Now you get a picture of a fucking snake." Dude, it was like someone wrote it in the script. Now you get a picture of a fucking snake.
The funniest part is when he asks you about the prize and that he looks off. That's the melancholy. You look off into the distance. It's all crumbling.
Well, good flex, too. I had the game with Lorne Michaels and Jack Nicholson. Now you just get
Now you get a snake and a Cracker Jack box.
I haven't had Cracker Jacks in forever, but I want to say the last time I had some, I always get like the fake tattoo.
Oh yeah,
of the clown or
something. See, that's the thing. I never knew about good prizes in a Cracker Jack box.
Never. It was always. I mean, honestly, now I think about it, I think it was always a tattoo.
I think it was always, yeah.
Right? I don't know.
And why is that with Cracker Jacks?
I don't know.
At least with Bazooka Joe, you got like a little comic strip.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Maybe some kid. You know what happened? Some kid swallowed the whistle and choked and died, and then ruined it for everyone. Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. It's a crummy commercial. All right, Inside the NBA might be going away. We'll find out more about this, or we'll just get some breakdown from Tom Friend, who has been covering this story for the Sports Business Journal. We'll do that at 9 a.m. But this is a hot topic. Everyone loves Inside the NBA. It's maybe the greatest sports studio show of all time. Well, with that going away, seemingly and almost certainly, Charles Barkley has been, well, let's just say getting loose. He joined Dan Patrick, former ESPN guy, yesterday, and talked about, well, first the morale at TNT.
Morale sucks, plain and simple. You know, I just feel so bad for the people I work with, Dan. You know, these people have families, and I just really feel bad for them right now. You know, these people I work with, they've screwed this thing up clearly. And we don't have zero idea what's going to happen. I don't feel good, I'm not going to lie, especially when they came out yesterday and said we bought college football. I was like, well, damn, they could have used that money to buy the NBA.
Yeah,
but
It says that TNT Sports added college football playoff games in a 5-year deal, their licensing deal with ESPN. Maybe that's why they're buying this, because they don't, the money they were going to use on the NBA, they got to do something with.
Yeah, that's the first thing came to my mind. We've never had college football, never been involved with college football. And I'm like, wait a minute, shouldn't we be spending every dime we got to keep the NBA? So morale sucks, to be honest with you, Dan.
Yeah, I would imagine. And that's the thing. And it's, what I love about Charles is, as you mentioned earlier, Chris, he ain't worried about himself. He's worried about that crew. Guys, that's the thing we don't think about. We think about Charles going away and Ernie and all that. We don't think about, the guy Underdog and all the producers and everybody that got, kids in college or God knows what. But maybe Charles can help out a little bit.
Well, I've talked to the guys about everybody signing with my production company, because I have my own production company. And I would love to do that if we lose it. But I have definitely actually somebody suggested that to me, to be honest with you, on the internet. So why don't Charles Barkley sign these 4 guys total, his production company, and sell it? I'm like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But like I say, we're just sitting back waiting on these people to figure out what they're going to do. My 2 favorite wines are Ingle Nook and Opus. And these clowns I work for, they've turned us into Ripple and Boone's Farm and Thunderbird. Like, we got the best studio show. And it's so funny, we just won the best studio show, but these fools turned us from Ingle Nook and Opus into damn Boone's Farm and Ripple. It's crazy.
He's one of a kind, man. Finishing up with Charles, how bad it just sucks.
So, yeah, I'm angry at people who, they're part of my family, to be honest with you. So, and I feel bad for those guys.
Yeah, but how did you guys screw it up? How did TNT mess this up?
Well, I think the first thing is, they came out and said we didn't need the NBA. So I think that probably pissed Adam off. I don't know that, but I'm saying, because, when we merged, that's the first thing our boss said, we don't need the NBA. Well, he don't need it. But the rest of the people, me, Kenny, Shaq, and Ernie, and the people who work there, we need it. So it just sucks right now. And, the thing that's interesting, me, Kenny, Ernie talk about it, and Shaq all the time. Like, people walk up to me, I'm not even joking, 20 times a day. I'm like, dude, thank you for the kind words, but I have zero idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like, you can't go anywhere. And then what's really frustrating, we all are getting sent like 5-7 articles a day about we've already lost it, or we on life support. TNT's trying a 4th quarter comeback. And I don't know, Bill Simmons, who I'm a big Bill Simmons fan, they're sending us articles like they've already lost it. It's over with. I was listening to Mad Dog Russo the other day. He's like, oh, the deal's over with. It's already going to NBC. So I don't know what to believe. So it sucks for the people, for all of us.
Yeah, it does. That's and much, much more on that. We'll try to mix in, as we do every day during the coverage of the playoffs. There's always a gem that comes out of Charles Barkley or the show in itself a little later on. We'll do that. From the 209 as we break here. If Amazon is smart, since they're starting to cover the NBA, they should pay whatever to get them on Amazon and get the viewers and membership. Now, I'm a big believer in, everyone has a price, but the problem here is that Ernie Johnson has said, I'm not leaving Turner. I think Ernie's getting ready to retire. He's been very clear his loyalty to Turner. He's not leaving the network, which is why he's not. Otherwise, NBC would just snatch him up. ESPN, anybody would snatch them up. But Ernie's saying he's not leaving. With no Ernie, at least inside the NBA, as we know, it doesn't exist. And Ernie might be one of those guys where money is an object, where he might be the guy that would say, yeah, I don't care if you offer me $10 billion. I'm not doing it. Although I'd like to see him offer him $10 billion. Let's see what happens with Ernie. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness, the Kings and Wizards back in the rumor mill. We'll talk specifically about one player in general. And I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this in advance, kids, because we talked about it a little bit earlier. What is your favorite timeout or halftime event at Golden One Center? Could be last year, could be over the years, but your favorite timeout or halftime activity they put on at Golden One Center. It's kind of a random question. I want to see what people say. We'll take a break. We're right back in 1 minute with Threever.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
Hey, California, Cellathon means big savings. Cellathon means great selection. Cellathon means 5 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through Memorial Day and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford Memorial Day Cellathon. That means choices, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all electric. Now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end May 28th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Okie dokie, artichokes. 3 for Madness. Hey, coming in next, we have an update on Josh Giddey in the NBA. Also, the best, worst answer in Wheel of Fortune history, perhaps. In the meantime, it is Christopher Laud behind the glass with 3 for Madness. Question 1.
As expected, the Wizards are reportedly looking to trade Kyle Kuzma. Why does this trade make perfect sense for Sacramento?
Why does this trade make perfect sense for Sacramento? Well, they need a reliable second scorer. And with Kyle Kuzma at 6'9", you now have kind of 2 swings, if you will, in Keegan Murray and Kuzma. You can throw Kuzma at the power forward and put Keegan at the 3, or vice versa. You could throw Kuzma at the 3, move Keegan down. Either way, you're going to have 2 fairly versatile scorers. Kuzma is 28 years old. He'll be 29 in July. 22 points, 6.5 boards, 4 assists, shooting 46% from the field last year on a terrible Wizards team. Mid-30s from the behind the arc, makes about 2.5 per game, if memory serves me correctly. This would give the Kings an incredibly reliable second scorer to help Fox out, moves Domantas Sabonis to what he should be, which is the 3rd scorer, especially if they lose Malik Monk. It's going to add a little firepower to that starting lineup. We're also talking contract as well. Kuzma's on a Ken Catanella special, a descending contract. He's locked up for 3 more years at 23.5, 21.5, and then 19.5. Now, context is everything. If I'm Monty McNair, I offer the number 13 pick in the draft and Harrison Barnes. The salaries work for Kyle Kuzma. So you're effectively switching out Kuzma for Barnes and that number 13 pick. I would be comfortable offering that. And if they want anything beyond that, unless it's, no offense, but Alex Len or somebody on the deep bench, if they want anything beyond that, then thank you, no thank you. But in this case, it adds more firepower for the Kings. And on a relatively cheap situation where you're basically just swapping out Barnes and Kuzma, and you still have whatever money you have left and future picks to do with what you will. Question 2.
Question 2.
As expected, the Wizards are reportedly looking to trade Kyle Kuzma. Why does this make no sense for Sacramento?
Did you have to double take that to make sure I didn't write the same question twice? I'm just curious.
That and the Sacramento.
Did I say Sacramento? I thought you just meant Steve Sachs, bro. Former Dodger. Yes, I spelled Sacramento with an X. Sacramento. So obviously setting this up. I'm not here to advocate for it. I'm actually kind of really split on this. I do think the Kings need another reliable shooter. And God forbid, man, if assuming Herter's on the team next year, if he's able to come back and regain that shot, it's a whole new world, especially if you have a guy like Kuzma. You're talking about adding a 22-point scorer who, by the way, is most likely going to get a little bit more efficient and a little bit better when you're on a team where you're not the number one option, where you're not having to rely on Jordan Poole to set you up, where you're not the one getting double teamed and schemed for, when you're at best the second option. It's going to be like a breath of fresh air for a guy like Kyle Kuzma coming from the Wizards to a team like Sacramento and a city like Sacramento. So I do expect that there would be a little bit of a bump, and we'd actually get a little bit of a better version of Kyle Kuzma. That being said, I don't like the fact that there were reports out there that he chose to kind of stay with the Wizards, a terrible team, rather than come to Sacramento last year. The Kings have been kicking the tires on Kyle Kuzma for about 4 years now and almost got him had the Lakers not swooped in on the Russell Westbrook trade. And again, defense, I think, has to be the number one priority for this team. Now, this isn't the move, as I often will say, is this a championship team if they make this move? Because they can only do moves on the periphery. That's not the case here. The salaries, you're just basically subbing out Barnes for Kuzma. You're going to get better offensively, but Kuzma's not the defender that Barnes is. Not that Barnes is a lockdown, but Barnes is generally taking the toughest assignment every night and in many cases holding his own. That's not going to be the case with Kuzma. You're going to need more help, which would probably lean you towards a Keon Clark start at number 2, or Clark, dang it, I need to stop doing that. Keon Ellis start at number 2 if Kuzma were to come in, especially if Monk was gone. If Monk were to stay and you were to go Fox, Monk, Kuzma, Keegan, Domas, you're going to have just a ridiculous offensive team, and you're going to be able to bring defense off the floor in the backcourt with Mitchell and Ellis. But your defense overall is going to fall. It's an interesting thought exercise. I know Kuzma doesn't knock the doors down here, but bottom line is he's a 28-year-old, 22-point-a-game scorer who is on a descending, very attractive contract. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
What is your favorite halftime feature at Golden One Center?
Well, you and I talked earlier about the old Arco Arena, the little wavy streamers whenever it gets loud enough.
Which I like that they do a little nod to that in the fourth quarter.
I agree. A little wink. This one for me is just not particularly hard, though. My favorite event, and what made me think about this was this event. It's got to be the baby races. It's got to be the baby races. Or as somebody in England once told me, because we're going to institute baby races next year at the soccer stadium, the John Smith Stadium for Huddersfield Town. They had never heard. I was presenting it to a group of about 20 people over there who all looked at me like, wait, what? And maybe one of the funniest things I've ever experienced in a workplace. Please keep in mind, new ownership, the Americans are coming over. Everybody's a little uptight over there, a little nervous. And this poor guy had to be 22 years old, maybe 21. Everyone's afraid to say something, but they were so taken aback when I said, yeah, I want to show you baby races real quick. It's something we do over in Sacramento and other places. And the guy, I see a hand go up, and I go, yeah. And he goes, I'm sorry, sir.
May I have some more?
Did you say baby racists? And I went, huh? And I thought maybe the accent got me. He goes, you're saying, I'm sure I misheard, but you're talking about racist babies? And I went, no. And I completely lost my mind. I was like, no, not baby racists. Baby races, RACES. Let me just show you the video. Anyways, I show the video over there, and they went absolutely bonkers over it. I would say second place for me would be when they lift the baby up on the Simba cam. I guess both involve babies. They lift the kid up, and the best ones of those are when the kid and shockingly, a kid gets lifted up in the air in front of 18,000 people and just starts losing it on the Simba cam. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but that for me, those are the ones that get me.
The last couple baby races at the arena, though, haven't been that great.
They haven't, and I blame Alan.
He started it. No, well, it was the year before Alan came. I was at the Kings game. My friend and I were there, and it's halftime, and like gonna go and grab a drink, but I'm like, oh no! I'm like, it's baby races. I'm like, we gotta watch baby races, yes. And they're like, okay, yeah, let's do this, and like no one moved at all.
They just sat there.
So then I'm the bad guy, like, oh yeah, that was fantastic. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
It's just boring. Shout out to the dot races that we'll do sometimes. The cup where they have like the Kings logo or something in the cups and they move the cups around real quick. You know, stuff like that just kind of keeps your eye on.
The one I missed that they used to do at Arco was like, I think it was like Pepsi. It's like Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and Mountain Dew, and they had like tricycles. And there's a race around the court in the tricycles.
Don't they still have tricycle races at Golden One? I swear I've seen a tricycle race at Golden One.
I don't remember seeing one this season because they have that bike one that they do now for every game.
Gosh, somebody help out. I maybe it was last year. I swear I've seen a trike race at Golden One. Maybe they could do Revenge of the Nerd style at halftime, and like you got to chug a beer every lap until there's one guy left. What happened to the, somebody bring that up. Whatever, didn't they used to have like a remote control blimp that would roll around and like drop things on people?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was cool. But I think as we break here, I think my favorite thing is this. I get an absolute kick out of two things, maybe more than anything in the world. Number one, looking at people's reactions, young, old, mature, immature, all races, creeds, colors, religions, does not matter who it is. When someone gets on camera, whether it's TV or whether it's the scoreboard, and they lose their minds. Like if you're watching like the Kings post game and someone's in the background, they're looking over the monitor, they're holding the phone up, and they're just waving. It's like they just lose any form of decorum. And I love it. I love seeing people get excited. The other thing is watching grown adults, whenever they're throwing something into the crowd. Could be a little mini basketball that costs 10 cents. Could be a T-shirt, whatever it is. And people just, I need that basketball now. And you know it's going to end up rolling around on the floor of their back seat forever. I love watching people lose it, man. We'll take a break. When we come back, the NBA and Josh Giddey, there's an update there in the worst audio, or maybe best audio you'll ever hear from Wheel of Fortune. Also, at some point, we got to get to an updated ESPN mock draft. Max Crosby in the news, and we have more Charles Barkley audio from a couple of days ago that tickled me. We'll get all that right after this.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike with the left hand. Kings lead by 3.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, and for a lot of folks heading into a holiday weekend, expect a cool start for the morning, and it's going to be a cooler day overall under mostly sunny skies with a steady onshore breeze. Highs today peak in the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we buy from ourselves. Right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. See our certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Ally's tax relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
I thought I had an Upsize Matters spot coming up. This would be a good background song for reasons. Welcome back, Carmichael Dave. Jason Ross is on vacation. He will be back on Tuesday. Remember, we are all off Monday for the holiday. And I won't say who. I just want to give a quick reminder. First off, shout out. You know what? That sounds stupid, too. I was almost going to say shout out to our military. Shout out just sounds so like, I feel like you shout out to my guy. Hey, shout out to all of you. I feel like how about a hearty tip of the cap and hand over the heart to all of those who have served, who are serving. I come from a pretty strong military family. My 2 nephews currently serving as well. One is in, I think, off the coast of Japan right now, and the other down in Southern California. And whether you have military in your family or not, thanks to all for giving us that in which we have. And I just want to give a reminder to everybody, and I will, of course, not say who, because everyone makes mistakes, and I'm sure they were well-intentioned. But I went to record a commercial yesterday, and it started out by saying Happy Memorial Day, and that quickly got adjusted. Look, I'm sure everyone means well. Just a note, Happy Memorial Day is probably not the right phraseology, and I'm not trying to gatekeep here, but just offering a friendly tip. Happy Memorial Day is probably not it. It's more of you observing Memorial Day. And yes, I know we're all going to barbecue and have fun and do things and all that, but just spare a thought as to why the holiday exists And we'll be off on Monday to do just that. So hope you all have some sort of plans and enjoy yourselves. Anyways, Josh Giddey, there's no way to transfer to this or segue to this. Josh Giddey has been in the news. You all know why. A alleged inappropriate relationship with an underage girl. Newport Beach police announced in January that they had been, quote, unable to corroborate any criminal activity and would not pursue charges. The NBA, in their own investigation, came to the similar conclusion. Took them a few more months to do so. They have now closed the investigations as well. Giddey is 21. He has declined to comment about the allegations, and it's just one of those things. I don't really know. I don't know what to do. Look, it's going to follow him around forever. It's going to follow him around forever. It's like, is there proof? I don't know. I don't know enough about it. It's certainly a terrible allegation. He was asked in his postseason conversation about the year and everything that went with it, including all this coverage.
This is probably the biggest challenge I've ever gone through. Those for a number of reasons, obviously, and I think mentally is the part that gets overlooked the most for any player. And it's so easy for people to see what's happening on the floor, but not see what happens behind the scenes. And then there's so much more to a person than basketball, and that's for anyone, not just me. And I think you have a couple bad games, you start to get in your own head. Maybe you lose confidence, whatever the case may be. But for me, I've just tried to stay within the team as much as I can this year. And that's been the thing for me that I found has worked the best. When you come in every day, you get amongst the team, and you stay within the group. And that's what cheers guys up, and that's what gets you back on the right path. And as I said, I'm really lucky to have good people around me. They really care and really are there for you. And, there's definitely been days and stretches throughout this year that have been tough. It's not a secret, but, I just tried to come in every day, do the best I could, and be the best teammate I could. There's been days where, you don't feel like getting out of bed, for a number of reasons. And as I said, I'm just lucky to have people around me that care, that, are there for me. And coming in every day, seeing my teammates, that helps. Being in the gym, working out, that definitely helps. But there's a million things, but they're probably the few.
Josh Giddey, those are his, take that as you will, by the way. That's Josh Giddey's postseason comments on everything. And again, the NBA has closed their inquiry officially, as the police did back in January on that. As far as on the court goes, the Timberwolves take on the Mavericks tonight. Minnesota down 0-1 in this series, having lost home court advantage, being the higher seed. And Chris Finch gave his team quite the blunt view of what he saw in their loss through a film session. He said, quote, "It was a rough film session. I told the guys it's been a long time since I've been this disappointed in your effort, your performance, your attitude, your application, and attention to detail just was not there. The Western Conference Finals started. I'm not sure they got the memo, but they did get it this afternoon." Naz Reid went on to say, "We're the number one defensive team in the league. So the amount of points we allowed, 108, is way too much. I just think we didn't bring it defensively. I think that's pretty much what it is. 60 points in the paint, 40 of them in the first half. That's just simple math." So fact of the matter is, remember, they lost game 1 and 2. I should say games 3 and 4 at home against the Nuggets after beating the Nuggets on the road. Now they lose the opening home game. So they're, I think, 3-3 at home in the playoffs, which is simultaneously scary and great at the same time, considering they're in the Western Conference Finals. The Mavs are now 5-2 on the road in the postseason. So, yeah. Interesting. Every once in a while, we get a great game show clip that we love to share. Wheel of Fortune has been great over the years with some. They might have topped them all. This happened yesterday. I feel really bad for this guy. If you're familiar with Wheel of Fortune, they'll have kind of the speed round where everybody just sits with their clicker and letters will pop up every second in the puzzle, and the first person to guess it gets to, it's like the jump ball, if you will, at the beginning of the show. So that's going on, and our guy took a guess at what the puzzle was.
Tavares, right in the butt.
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Can I compliment how big of a pro Pat Sajak is?
He's the best.
Because he could have, right when he's like, but he could have just said, nope. And like kept it going.
Right.
He didn't say a word, allowed the crowd to react, allowed one of the contestants to react.
He let it breathe, Chris. He let it breathe.
Tavares, right in the butt.
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Also, if you look at the clip, and is it still Vanna White? I can't see.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. No reaction at all. Not a smile, not a blink, nothing. She is a statue there. I think she actually was smiling. The smile just stayed the same. And also, can I defend my guy just for a second? Look, when you're doing things and you're shouting them out and you're trying to beat a clock, you don't have a filter. It's just the first thing you think. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I had this issue a couple weeks ago on celebrity birthdays. Nobody caught it but us. But one, you know how Jason or Chris will say like Andy, and then you're like Roddick or this guy or that guy. Everyone tries to guess who we're celebrating. And Jason threw out a first name, and I immediately almost threw out a last name of somebody it just wasn't a good guess. Not to mention the person is no longer with us. And I immediately, thank God, caught it. And, it would have been a very innocent mistake, but very embarrassing for me. Because you're trying to beat the clock. And I'm looking at this Wheel of Fortune puzzle. The only thing is that the first word was 4 letters. There's 5 letters in right. But other than that, it's I blank, so that's in. That could be in. Blank, blank, E, that's the. B blank, blank, T, exclamation point. Now, the other thing, he made 2 errors. Right has 5 letters, and also but has 2 letters, or 2 T's, and there was 1 T already showing. But again, sometimes it happens. He also probably didn't consider the fact that Wheel of Fortune is almost certainly not going to have a puzzle whose solve is right in the butt. As in, and let's use this in proper context, since I know our audience. Of course, using that in a sentence would be, the pitcher hit the batter with the baseball at 92 miles an hour right in the butt. That's what we're all thinking anyways. This is the best. Who is the guy from Indiana? There was a Wheel of Fortune answer not that long ago. Oh, it was something Achilles. And he meant to say Achilles.
Achilles.
That guy, I think there was a lot of money on the line. A lot of money for that. Oh, I got it. Here we go. And then we got a break here.
Cash opportunity.
Let's spin, Pat.
All right. So there's some $1 million on the line.
Yeah, 4 L's. Pick that up.
4.
Lay it down right over that London trip down there.
He's spinning again.
650.
Y.
There's a Y.
He's spinning again.
500.
G.
1G.
I don't know why he's still spinning. This guy's got
700.
C.
Yeah, there are 2 C's. Well.
Okay, just so you know, at this point, the entire puzzle is spelled out. Mythological hero Achilles. $1 million on the line.
Wow. Okay.
Nice solve.
Oh, that'd be a good idea, yeah.
Mythological hero Achilles.
We can't accept that.
Okay.
Shelby.
I'll solve.
Yeah.
Mythological hero Achilles.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, boy. Well, when it comes to names,
You know how, like, sometimes on game shows when people get sent home or they lose or whatever, they always have, like, a real nice, happy, like, oh, you know what, I'm just happy to be here. Everyone's laughing and having a good time. The worst part about that is the look on the guy's face who they kept in camera to the left while Pat Sajak is congratulating this student from Texas A&M. It's college week. Because I think you saw live on television a man's life change forever, and him realizing that his life was changing forever. I can't stop thinking about this.
And then
guy.
when he goes back to school, it's, oh, you're the guy that blew the $1 million.
Dude, his nickname for the rest of his life is going to be Achilles. And I worry that he has friends. If he had friends like I have friends, it would be absolutely brutal. And I would just want to get in my car and drive as far away from those people as possible. I'd probably do it in my Hobbit truck. Yeah, absolutely. Grab a truck, get on the road, and let's flip and go, baby, as we've got, really the gateway to summer is, of course, the holiday weekend, some would say. Some would say the gateway to summer is this holiday weekend, end of May. We all know that all the weather's going to get hotter. Time to go camping, hit the lake, river, whatever. Please be careful. And I'll tell you, Hoblet is celebrating. They've got their Memorial Day sales event going on right now. Save up to $13,500 off MSRP on the new 2023 Dodge Challenger and Dodge Charger GTs or SXTs. Easy for you to say, Dave. You pick. Get your start at $24,350 right now. And remember, this is it. This is the last few gas-powered American icons. Once they're gone, they're truly gone. That's it. It's over. It is the end. They're not making them anymore, so don't miss your chance because there's only a few left, including the Scat Packs, and with savings like this, they will not last long. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll catch up on some stuff, including Max Crosby's going to be buying dinner for everyone. We got an updated ESPN mock draft, and the Celtics go up 2-0. We'll get to some of that, if not all of it, next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, it wasn't exactly a headline when the A's acquired infielder Abraham Toro from the Brewers in the offseason. After all, Toro had just 18 at-bats in the big leagues a year ago. But as we near the end of May, his emergence has become a good story. Entering the week, Toro is number 8 in the American League in batting and also in the top 20 in hits and on-base percentage.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
National Ping Club Fitter of the Year, Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is introducing the straightest, most forgiving Ping driver ever with the new Ping G430 Max 10K driver. A fixed back weight, Ping's largest head profile, and a carbon fly wrap crown help G430 Max 10K launch the ball higher with less spin for consistently longer and straighter results. Schedule your fitting and see for yourself at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue to Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
The Summer Starts Here sales event is on now through Memorial Day at your Toyota dealer. Hit the road in a brand new Toyota truck and explore new trails on any terrain. The time is now, so don't miss out. Right now, get financing as low as 0% APR on 2024 Tundra Hybrid, or up to $2,000 cash back. Or check out the all-new redesigned 2024 Tacoma. Hurry, Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event ends soon. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Tundra Capstone models only. Excludes TRD Pro. N6324.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and vocal.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Bobby Brown, right?
Yes. What movie?
Oh, God. I know this, and I'm not going to remember. What movie was it?
Ghostbusters 2.
Damn it. Boom, 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 ba-da-bum, ba-dum. JR, good morning.
Hey.
Hey.
Where's that baby racist Jason Ross been all week?
He is Abandoned Dunes Golf Course playing. He does this every year for his year for his birthday. And I'll tell you, though, in honor of Jason's birthday, I'll announce this while you're on the air with us, JR.
Awesome.
In honor of his birthday, I've decided sometime in the 8:13 segment, so that's about 20 minutes, I'm giving away tickets to go see Nick Swardson at the Crest. So make sure you write that down.
Oh, 100%. And happy birthday. What is he? 60, 70, 80? What is he? Are you going to guess his birthday today?
You're close.
Yeah, I think he's 62.
No, he isn't.
I don't know. He's 30.
He was in the original Ghostbusters too. He's literally in the movie.
He was.
Catching the little dollar ball thing. And the other great thing is when someone catches it and then they think they're all cool as a man and you hand it to a little kid. And you go, here's a $1.99 special toy, and you walk away thinking you're the greatest guy ever. I'm like, yeah. Mom's like, yeah, you really brought that home? Throw that away.
I mean, honestly, it's better than the clips we see where I saw one the other day where you always say the ball player throws the ball to the little kid, and the kid, of course, drops it because he's a little kid, and then the dude behind him picks it up and hands it to his girl, holds on to it. And then everyone that ever does that should just be shamed so hard that they're forced to leave.
Who's the golfer that did it in the last tournament where he tossed it to the kid and this dude grabbed it and then ran away? Look for that clip, but I can't remember who the golfer was. And the golfer turned around and chased the guy down. It's literally like a scene.
Oh, it's Bryson DeChambeau last weekend at the tournament. He threw a ball, and the guy caught it instead of the little kid. And as Bryson was walking away, he went back and it's like, hey. DeChambeau is one of the top 5 most charismatic, whether you like him or not, golfers in the game right now. It just sucks that he's over there and that they can't figure it all out.
Yeah, he's a man of the people. I'll tell you right now. Anyway, happy birthday, Jason Ross. That's a great little tidbit.
Hey,
go on with the show and have a great memorial.
Appreciate you. You too, pal. Honestly, I do not know how old Jason is. I don't.
I made him real upset on a birthday one time because he did this as a joke on me, which I don't even realize what the joke was, but this was like a long time ago. And I'm like, so how old are you this year, Jason? He goes, oh, the big 50. And I go, wow, you're 50? Because then in my head, I remember when you were 40 and it didn't seem like that long ago. I'm like, you're 50? Man, really?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it. You're 50? Jeez. And then he just yelled at me like, I'm not 50, Chris.
Jason yelled at you?
He was so upset that I believed him that he was 50.
That's hilarious. If you get Jason Ross to yell at you, you've done something correct.
Well, that I can be annoying enough to get most people to yell at me.
You know, that's actually true. I think I've blocked you on Twitter before temporarily. I've yelled at you many times.
What was it? I think it was Jason. Jason asked me one time, he goes, have you ever said something where like someone wanted to fight you because of what you said? And I'm like, no. I was like, I think I have like the personality where no one thinks I mean it. Usually. I had one friend say to me one time in high school, he goes, I wanted to punch you in the face so bad, but it was so funny I couldn't do anything about it.
I mean, honestly, it's one of those it's annoying. It's especially annoying on social media because you can get my goat very easily on social media. Although I've gotten better at reacting now.
You really? Oh, this is what you're trying to do.
This is what you're trying. I see what you're doing. I'm just gonna back off the keyboard. Here's we're playing Barkley clips throughout when they come in. Here's one that happened a couple days ago. Barkley, Kenny Smith made a nice speech about the NBA, and Charles Barkley, kind of backed it up in his own Charles way.
I want to switch gears just a little bit, Ernie, in this, where, and no disrespect to Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and or Halliburton, but whoever wins this series, the face of the league is coming out. They have the 2 most polarizing guys with Luka Doncic and Anthony Edwards. So now, if they get to the finals, it won't be they won or lost. So it wouldn't be Boston won, it'd be Luka lost. It wouldn't be Boston won, it would, or Indiana won, it would be Ant-Man lost. So this is something different to me to watch from a fan standpoint, not an analyst, but as a fan who comes out and be the face of the NBA moving forward. Wow, that was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Wow. That's hilarious. That is him. We'll take a break. When we come back, second half of the program, we have the Scottie Scheffler video. The cop didn't turn on his body cam, but there was other video, and it doesn't look good for the old Louisville PD. We'll walk you through it next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, and for a lot of folks heading into a holiday weekend, expect a cool start for the morning, and it's going to be a cooler day overall under mostly sunny skies with a steady onshore breeze. Highs today peak in the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
This Memorial Day, the Roseville Auto Mall invites you to experience the thrill of saving like never before. 17 dealerships and thousands of vehicles all in one location. The giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall at the intersection of savings and satisfaction.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Family.
Take my hand, let me make you mine.
Paige Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text
There's a love. I wouldn't say a love-hate. There's not one iota of me that hates MC at all. I would say there's a love-annoyance relationship that we have. About every 3 months, I just lose it. It's like, dude, can you please? Like, I don't mind the chat going on. Look, that's the beauty of the chat, going off, and everyone knows everyone now. It's a community. That's what a chat should be. It's a community. There's different viewpoints. Everything is welcome, obviously, as long as it's not, hateful or racist or whatever. I mean, every opinions, they're all welcome. And and MC is here every single day. He is always participating, always asking, reminding everybody to hit the like button, and he's very loyal, and I do truly love him for that, even though he claims I don't. But it's like, hey, Chris Webber sure did play great here. What about Giddey? What? Hey, boy, that 12-year-old kid, man, he's really good at basketball. Yeah, you know what else is good? Those vaccines. What? And obviously I'm being dramatic here, but he makes my going off the rails look like I'm the most directed, disciplined. And it's always, it's a conspiracy, or it's like a super serious topic. And sometimes it's just like, can you please just, because the problem is I always, it's honestly my problem, because instead of me being a professional, I want to get in there and argue about it. It's like, well, that's not serving your listeners.
Can I give you something that I have noticed from you?
Yes, please.
And I think this might be very West Wingy in. Is I think that you believe that if you have the perfect argument, you can get someone to change your mind.
Yeah, and there's just no chance of that happening. And even when you say it out loud, it sounds so ludicrous. But yes, that is probably the most naive and immature thing about me, which is saying a lot. It's one of the reasons I love social media and hate it so much. It's because I love the conversation. I love the debate. I love the that's how you learn too. And but yeah, I'm one of those people that write a 7-tweet comeback, citing all this stuff and this.
Here's
argument.
my evidence.
And yeah, exactly. I back it up. I hit enter. I'm like, nailed it. You know what has never happened, Chris? You know what's never happened is somebody gets that email at Twitter and they're like, oh, you know what?
Didn't think about it that way.
Nailed it. That is, wow.
Our former colleague, Nick Cattles, when I was working on his show, he'd get very upset with me because, like you, he would have a point and he would come back with all his evidence and say,
right,
here's why I'm right. This is what I believe, blah, 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 blah. And there you go. Now, how can you not go against that? And
You can't.
I would just say, so. And it's not that he wouldn't be upset with me disagreeing.
Right.
It's just that I'm not doing any of the things that he's doing, and I'm making the opposite point.
Right. But you're also just an ass.
Yes.
And and
I know that would frustrate him.
Yeah. They make all these, they do a whole closing argument in the courtroom. And you'd be a great lawyer, because then your closing argument would be like, yeah, but whatever.
So,
I rest my case.
You're going to listen to this dork? I rest my case.
Officer Gillis is the one that apprehended Scottie Scheffler, the one that got him out of the car and put him up against the vehicle and handcuffed him and all that fun. And I'm looking at an old report that came out about him back 11 years ago. An investigation was initiated. He was cited for a violation of obedience to rules and regulations and conduct unbecoming when you drove an intoxicated civilian in your police vehicle while on duty in Code 3 fashion in a non-emergency situation, proceeded to do donuts in a business parking lot. He was suspended 5 days. Now, look, that doesn't mean that some dude a cop doing donuts with an intoxicated civilian in a business parking lot 11 years ago does not mean that he automatically did the wrong thing with Scottie Scheffler. Of course not. But, we're going to character here. The fact that I'm looking at a picture of this officer and he just looks like a guy that would abuse his power is a completely irresponsible statement and has no bearing on anything. I'm just looking at the guy going, oh, yeah, I can see it, bro. I can see it. None of that matters. That's all conjecture and stupid. What does matter, one, he didn't turn on his body cam. Two, footage was released by the police department yesterday showing the arrest itself. Now, Chris, are we going to try to do this or no?
Yeah, I think we could try and do this.
All right, so I know this doesn't work for people listening on the radio. We're going to try to play this video on YouTube. And what you see, now, unfortunately, I'm a few seconds behind, but you're going to see for yourself. In the corner, Scottie Scheffler's is kind of driving around the corner. And the cop pulls him over, it looks like he tries to. You see Scottie going around the corner. Then the cop kind of comes up to his car. He kind of runs up to it and immediately bangs his hand or flashlight on the window, the driver's side window. I don't know what he's doing. He's like leaning in the way. He looks very upset. He's flailing around.
What's crazy, like he gets in the car.
Right. He gets his head in the car. And again, I have to, for sake of fairness, say, look, there's no microphone in the car. There's no video in the car. I don't know. You have to allow for complete and total fairness. You have to allow for the fact that maybe the cop was holding on out of sight because it's blocked by a couple of vehicles. Then the cop finally stops the car, and he's leaning in the car because Scottie Scheffler's saying, I'm Scottie Scheffler. Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am, copper? Get out of the way or I'll have your job. I'll steal your wife. I'm Scottie Scheffler. I mean, of course, you have to allow for that. But again, that's like, one of those things that's just as likely based on evidence as me doing a commercial for straight teeth. It does not fit the bill. You then see Scheffler get out of the car. He has his face to the car. He's being handcuffed. And then it's like he was put in the vehicle and taken away to jail and booked and felonies and all that. This does not look good. By the way, I like this whole video layout, Chris. Well done. This does not look good for the cop, the Louisville Police Department. What's going to get really interesting now is going to be, if this thing goes to trial, it's going to be incredibly public. And now this officer is going to have to, under oath, say things that ultimately sounds like it's going to be a he said, she said. What this video does not look like is a civilian trying to drive away and not listening and being belligerent and God knows what. I'm going to tell a quick story of what this reminds me of, and then we're going to take a quick break. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, I don't remember, but this is one of my earliest memories. It was I was no older than 6 because we still lived. We moved to Carmichael when I was 6 years old, and this was at the first house I lived in Fair Oaks Boulevard on Old Waterbury Way, 95628. We had a tree in the front yard, and my mom would let me play in the front yard. I wasn't allowed to leave it. We had a little fence. So I'd go out there, I'd play with my toys, whatever. Back in the day when you were allowed to play with toys in the front yard. I had this bright idea one day. I would say this tree was, just to give you an idea of the girth of the tree. No, I'm not leading into a commercial here. I would say that my full grown days now, I could probably wrap my arms around the tree and maybe touch my finger. So it was a thick tree, but not like a huge oak or sycamore or whatever. I went into the garage and I had this great idea that I wanted to chop down the tree. I think I had just seen like a Paul Bunyan or something.
Little George Washington.
Little baby Carmichael George. I go into the garage and I grab a hammer from my dad's tool, which I was not allowed to ever touch. And I start taking the back of the hammer where you get the nails off, not the hammery part, and I start taking some bark out, and then, I'm hitting it, wood's flying everywhere. I'm having a blast, man. I get about, I don't know, a quarter of the way through, a chunk about a quarter of the way through the tree's trunk. And then I think I just got bored and I was tired, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyways, my dad comes home from work about 6 o'clock. He notices it right away. It's this big, giant, white, barky chunk. He takes me outside. He shows it to me, and he goes, "I'm going to give you, or how did you do this? What happened here?" And I said, "Daddy, I did. What are you talking about? I didn't do this." And he goes, "Listen." He gets down on one knee and looks me right in the eyes. And you have to understand, my dad's voice is deeper than me. He was an attorney. This guy knows, like, the most intimidating figure of my life growing up. That's him. But in his prime, looks me right in the eyes and goes, "Son, I'm gonna give you 2 chances. I'll give you a freebie here. I'm gonna give you 2 more chances. How'd you do this?" And I said, "Daddy, I didn't." I doubled down. "Daddy, I didn't," because now I'm afraid if I don't double down, I'm really in trouble. So I stand my ground. "Daddy, I didn't do it. Last chance, David. How did you do this?" Well, now I'm thinking, not only am I going to get caught in a lie, but I'm not allowed to touch his tools either. So I got to pick one. I can't do both. So old Carmichael Dave, decently smart guy. Fair Oaks Dave, thank you. Comes up with the bright idea that at 6 years old, I should tell my dad the very believable idea that I did it with rocks. That was my answer. With rocks. Now, obviously, that's a big fat lie. What does my father do? I'll never forget. How could I? He says, "Wait here." He goes inside and he grabs a folding chair. He puts the folding chair right next to the tree. He proceeds to drop my pants to my ankles, put me over his knee, and just go to town. Now, in retrospect, I don't think he was spanking me that hard. But the fact of the matter was, there I am, front yard, pants down, getting walloped by my dad. The worst part, perhaps, about this, Chris, is that Lil Michaela, who lived next door, who I used to ride Hot Wheels with, just happened to be riding her Hot Wheel around the driveway. And when I got up after yelling and screaming and crying and running inside, probably screaming out my mother's name, I look over and I see her at a full stop on her Hot Wheel, because she was probably waiting for me to join her, with this look on her face like, what the hell just happened? Point of the story is this, and we'll break. I think this officer right now, it sure seems like he's somewhere in the vicinity of telling everybody that he tried to take the tree down with rocks, and he better get out. He better get out of this whole thing, or he's going to proverbially have his pants down and get spanked in front of the entire world. Hop off, bro. Find an easy way out of this thing and move on, because it ain't going to turn out well for you. We'll take a break. When we come back, Mavs Wolves game 2. We've also got Nick Swardson tickets for you. It's just a 1-minute break. We're back right after this.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into 3. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, California, Cellathon means big savings. Cellathon means great selection. Cellathon means 5 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through Memorial Day and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford Memorial Day Sell-a-thon. That means choices, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all electric. Now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end May 28th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
My dad texted me during the break. I don't remember one bit of that tree thing. How could you not remember that, Dad? Oh, my God. I know I guarantee flipping to you. My mom does. By the way,
that's a lot different from my mom texting the other day about the Bulls story.
Right.
Like, just like one of the worst moments of her life.
Well, it's a mom and dad difference thing, too. I can promise you, my mom remembers it like it was yesterday. My dad, I don't know why my dad, how do you not remember that, Dad? Fair Oaks, man.
Did it happen quite often enough to where?
No. My mom was the disciplinarian day to day. I got to become really good friends with the wooden spoon growing up. My dad stepped in for the big stuff. I can probably remember every time my dad stepped in to discipline me growing up. I could count on one hand, but boy, do they stand out. He was the one that awarded Best Picture at the end of the Oscars. He wasn't doing the film and editing and cinematography. Is the tree okay, Jess asked, and then we'll move on from story time with Carmichael Dave. Is the tree okay? Funny you ask. I dated a girl named April when I was in my early 20s. Come to look on Facebook sometime in my early 30s. We dated for a couple of years. And she had posted on Facebook she had purchased her first home. And that home was the home I grew up in. Completely random, absolute coincidence. I still talk to her to this day, by the way. And so I reach out and actually went over there at one point and showed her, like, hey, they added on this part of the house. This is the room I used to be in. So as I went, this was, 10 years ago. As I pulled up, I swear to God. In fact, I really want to give the address out so somebody can walk by and verify this, but I'd be afraid of the poor bastards that lived there and what they're some randos in their front yard inspecting their tree. It's like grown over, I guess is the best way I could describe it. Like it's recovered, but you can still see the inlet on the tree where I made the hammer stuff happen. So anyways, my dad doesn't remember. And I said my mom would remember. Well, last thing, I haven't said this in a while, but my mom's going into, she's got a pretty long stint she's into right now in the hospital. She's in it. She's out of it sometimes. But anyone who's listened to me forever, it's almost like since I started on the station, my mom's had been battling health issues, 4-time cancer survivor, and so many other things. Now it's her kidneys and a lot of other things. And my dad's there, every single day like a trooper. They are a true love story that I can only aspire to be with my own family. And she's she's in and out. Sometimes she's there more than not, but knowing my mother, she's hit every curveball thrown at her. She'll be out hopefully sooner rather than later. As soon as she's ready, I'll try to remember this and bring her on and let her recount that story from my father. Wolves Mavs game 2 tonight. We explained earlier, Chris Finch had a very intense, according to him, film session with the Wolves after that game. And let's be honest, there is, Naz Reid said it, and he's right. 108 points. 108 points from this team. You know, this is the best defensive team in the league. And I could be wrong. I got a feeling not only is Minnesota going to win game 2, I think they're going to take a game in Dallas. Now, I don't know if they're going to win the series. I think it'll be a great series. But I do kind of think, as we said in our preview, I think they're the better team. But a lot of times the team with the best players up top wins. We went into that on I think Tuesday. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic are the best players in the series. There's an argument there with Irving versus, say, Anthony Edwards or maybe even Gobert, but I think they're the two. If I was doing a draft of a team I'd want to put together for the playoffs, I would draft Luka and Kyrie before I draft a single Minnesota Timberwolf. Now, at a minimum, my next 3 picks would be Timberwolves in some order of Ant, Cat, and Rudy Gobert, and I might even pick Naz Reid after that. Hell, I might even take a strong look at Mike Conley, just for the glue part. But as we saw with Jordan and Pippen, as we saw with Shaq and Kobe, especially over the years, generally the team that has the 2 or 3 best players in the series is the one that's going to win. So I am absolutely fascinated about this, as I'm sure you guys are, and we'll see tonight. Game 2. Also want to get to the mock draft we told you about. ESPN has updated their mock draft, I want to say the day before yesterday, maybe it was this morning. They now have, or I don't think it's changed. Jacoby Walter, the shooting guard, small forward, 19 years old, from Baylor, coming to the Kings. That would be a departure from most of Monty McNair's draft picks, which generally tend to be in the early 20s. What I find interesting is now, according to ESPN, Zach Edey, he to me is the most fascinating player in this draft. Certainly, I don't think he'll be the best, but he's the most fascinating because of the ceiling and the incredibly low floor. He's now moved up to number 15. ESPN now has Zach Edey going to the Miami Heat. I'll tell you right now, there's one thing I'm sure of as we go to break. If Zach Edey gets drafted by the Miami Heat, then he's going to be a really good NBA player. That's just how it will work out. If the Heat scouting department thinks they can do something with Zach Edey, of course he's going to be fantastic. And we're all going to rue the day that we didn't draft Zach Edey. We'll take a break. When we come back, finally, let's get to our post-mortem for the Denver Nuggets. We've been pushing that all week long. Also, 1-800-920-1140 right now. Caller, you know what? How about this? Good old-fashioned race. Caller 1 at 1-800-920-1140. You're getting tickets to go see Nick Swardson. We've teamed up with Live Nation. The show is at the Crest. The Folsom Lake Hotline phone number, again, is 1-800-920-1140. We'll give you a pair of tickets. Sacramento, October 18th. Nick Swardson at the Crest. We'll take a break. When we come back, Denver Nugget postmortem after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, and for a lot of folks, heading into a holiday weekend. Expect a cool start for the morning, and it's going to be a cooler day overall under mostly sunny skies with a steady onshore breeze. Highs today peak in the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's Folsom Lake Kia's Memorial Day sales event. Save on new Kias with low payments and low finance rates and zero down deals on approval of credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockroll with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. The sun is shining, but the mood of Americans is downright stormy and gloomy. The Federal Reserve did a study and found that consumer confidence is weak and President Biden's approval rating is low. But we have record job gains and solid economic growth. The issue could be recency bias, where we compare today with recent history, not pre-pandemic status. During the pandemic, Americans were flush with stimulus cash, aid to businesses, suspended student loan payments, and tax breaks for parents. This led to 78% of polled Americans in 2021 stating that they were doing at least okay. This level is reduced to 72% in their recent annual study. More Americans may be feeling the pinch of inflation, especially working parents whose rating of doing at least okay is a low of 64% in 2023. Who isn't feeling so gloomy? Retirees, who state that 80% of them are feeling at least okay, possibly due to recently boosted retirement account balances. It appears those with savings might be feeling more secure. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer and member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
It's the Folsom Lake Ford Memorial Day Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates on approved credit and Memorial Day bonus cash now through Monday. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall, and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave from my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and our thrilling high-limit room with Sky River rewards that add up and up, and 18 elevated restaurants and bars. There's something for everyone. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports.
By the way, shout out. We just talked about those. To a, who was it? Ignacio Garcia, I think was his name. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what I keep wanting to say, he writes for, it's Marca.
It's either Marca or Marsa.
Marsa or Marca. Why are we bringing up Ignacio Garcia? Well,
he seems like a pretty cool dude.
He honestly, I've never met the man, but I can pretty much guarantee you he's a fantastic human being. Why do I love him so much? Well, the same reason you should love him so much, because the NBA released their voters yesterday. They didn't fire them all. I mean, they released who voted in all the awards and who they voted for. Ignacio Garcia voted for Domantas Sabonis for first team All-NBA first team all defense, third in defensive player of the year, and fourth in MVP voting. Give us more Ignacio Garcias, please. A man who truly understands the game of basketball. Some other interesting votes. Stan Van Gundy was the only voter to not vote Chet Holmgren second in Rookie of the Year. Instead, Stan gave it to Brandon Miller. Michael Wilbon, Stephen A., Kevin Pelton, and Mike Greenberg all voted Brandon Pajemski third in the Rookie of the Year race. All of them, by the way, all those voters, they all work for ESPN. The Warriors rookie received 0 non-ESPN votes. One guy had Derek Lively as the third best rookie this year. That guy was David Aldridge. Rod Boone of the Charlotte Observer voted Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as the second best defender in the league. Okay. Richard Jefferson also had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander second in the league, which is funny because De'Aaron Fox led the league in steals. Shai Gilgeous was second. There was one perimeter player voted as the best defender in the league this year. He was voted for by Tolis Katsias, a Greek voter. His vote went to Jrue Holiday. Bennett Durando, representing the Denver Post, gave the only point received for most improved to Grayson Allen. He had him third. Let's see. There's a few others. Shams Charania, Kendrick Perkins, and our friend Ignacio Garcia left Giannis Antetokounmpo completely off their MVP ballots. Instead, they opted for Anthony Edwards, giving him the 5th spot. And Giannis Antetokounmpo received one MVP award, first place vote. One vote for first place. Who did he get it from? The only Greek voter, our guy Tolis Katsias. By the way, yeah, he's Greek. Our guy, last one, our guy Ignacio Garcia had Malik Monk number 1 in Sixth Man of the Year. Unfortunately, when it comes to his credibility, though, might take a hit here. We love the Sabonis stuff, but he had Jose Alvarado second and Jaime Jaquez Jr. third for Sixth Man of the Year. Did not have Naz Reid, the winner, in his top 3. And Stan Van Gundy was the only voter when it came to Sixth Man of the Year to not include both Naz Reid and Malik Monk on his ballot. He went for Norm Powell, Bobby Portis, and TJ McConnell. You got to have a conversation with these guys at some point, don't you? I mean, everybody's free to vote how they want. You know, like, I get it, America, freedom, all that. But you kind of have to be responsible with your vote. To a point, don't you? Anyway. I will avoid the temptation to join the conversation in the chat about Loco Mocos, one of my favorite breakfasts adopted from Hawaii, which I'm sure adopted it somewhere else.
I ever tell you that story about my introduction to Loco Moco?
Nope, but here we go. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of the Jungle Bird in downtown. They do like tiki drinks and stuff like that. They do different food there. So we're there with a group of friends. One of my friends just gets there, and I'm like, oh, hey, man. I'm like, let me get you a drink. What do you want? He goes, oh, thanks. And so he says to the bartender, I'll take a Loco Moco. I don't know what it is, so I just think it's one of their drinks. I get my drink. He's still waiting. He's still waiting on his. I'm like, man, this is taking a while. I don't know what's going in this. then there's a plate of food in front of him, and he just starts chowing down. And I'm like, "Did you order food?" He's like, "Yeah, you got it for me." I'm like, "What?"
You thought it was a drink.
Yeah, he's like, "I love Loco Moco."
Did you not at any point look at the price of it and think that's awfully high?
No, because there's like a page of drinks, and they're all like around the same price.
Gotcha.
And I see him looking at the menu, so
yeah, okay. For those who are not aware, if you don't know what a Loco Moco is, I highly suggest you throw it into your breakfast rotation. It's the perfect thing to do, by the way, if let's say you've grilled hamburgers during the week and you have a couple. Sometimes we'll grill hamburgers on a Thursday or Friday, and we'll purposely make a few extra patties. You do a bowl of rice. You put that in a bowl. You do a pot of rice. You put rice in a bowl. You then warm up the hamburger. Generally, what we will do is you make brown gravy, but instead of in a pot, make it in a saucepan, and then warm your burgers up in the gravy, right? Take a gravy-covered patty and put it on top of the rice. Take a sunny side up or two sunny side up or over easy. You want the yolk to run, in this case, eggs. Put that on top of the hamburger patty. That's on top of the rice, so you kind of have a lasagna thing going, basically. You can do this or not. I like to finally chop up a couple of scallions and put that on top as garnish. After you take a nice ladle of brown gravy and cover everything in the bowl with it. You can use a plate if you want, but a bowl's cleaner. And then give yourself a spoon and just eat it. And I would put it right up there with biscuits and gravy, heavy pepper, please, and the eggs, bean, bacon, and cheese burritos we get from the local Mexican, the taqueria, as breakfast that will keep you full till dinner. You will not eat again. You will not be hungry again until dinner. It's a fantastic breakfast.
I bet it is. I've paid for one, but I've never had it.
You've never had a Loco Moco.
Here's the thing, too. You're ordering food. You were very nice the other day when we were at our station event, and you're like, "Oh, Chris, let me get you a drink." It was very nice, and I got a drink. If I were just like, "Oh, thanks, Dave. I'll have a cheeseburger, fries, and
that is true.
Some mozzarella sticks."
I really wish you would have done that just for the story, because I would have dragged you so hard. Like, I say, "Hey, you want a drink?" and he orders dinner. Which, by the way, I left that place and somebody tells me that because I ordered some appetizers and for the table, and I went and paid for them with the drinks and all that. And then apparently somebody didn't. I guess a waitress didn't know I paid for my stuff, so they were like, "Hey, where's the tall guy? He didn't pay his bill," which I think we later figured out I did. Okay, I think I can do this. I just need to bring in my rice cooker. I can make the gravy in the pan on the hot plate. I'd have to bring in 2 pans, though, because I also need to make the eggs in here. I think I could bust out a Loco Moco in here. It'd be a little bit more complicated than biscuits and gravy, but I think we could do that for we got to find out.
In our kitchen over there.
In our kitchen over there with the hot plate. I think I could bust us out some Loco Mocos next Friday. We got to find out if Jason's had any. Anyone? Oh, you got Dennis is doubting I can do an in-studio Loco Moco with a hot plate. I plug in the rice cooker. I make the rice. That's easy. That's on its own. Bring in some bowls. I just need the hot plate and 2 pans. I got your Loco Moco. Anyway, so the Nuggets will be fine. When we come back, who's hot, who's not? And we will go streaking, see if Chris can get off the one-game schneid after his long streak. And speaking of long, it's time for me to talk to you about my friends, Dr. Jack Friedlander, atta baby, and Dr. Joel Pash, and UpsizeMatters.com. Yeah, you can tell it's a Friday. UpsizeMatters.com. Listen here. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you. I'm not here to judge. But I can tell you in all the polls out there, no pun intended, circumference is at or near the top of the list. I've heard this. Somebody texted me this earlier as a joke. Were they joking? I don't know. Well, UpsizeMatters.com. You can go in, either see Dr. Jack in Roseville, Dr. Joel in San Francisco, who are doctors, actual doctors. They have many leather-bound books, I'm sure. And it is a quick, easy, long-lasting procedure. You can go in for a private consultation, learn more, find out, and get it done same day. So easy, so simple, and it will change your life or augment it. Go to UpsizeMatters.com. That is UpsizeMatters.com. What do we say here? Hey, get your girth on. We'll take a break. Who's hot, who's not? We'll go streaking next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Yeah!
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey y'all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Barkley. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
It's Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
Set your alarm. Memorial Day doorbusters are here at Lowe's. Save big on a Master Forge 3-burner gas grill for just $99. Plus, save over $500 on a Whirlpool top-load laundry pair, now only $896. Beat the rush for these limited-time deals before they're gone. Because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 5/27. Appliance offer valid on items 782472 and 670009. Price includes all discounts while supplies last.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Massive Memorial Day savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton 5.3 liter in stock after rebates. $12,000 off every Silverado LT 5.3 liter at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price. Massive Memorial Day savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. Best trade in 2010 model year or newer and 6324.
Great deal at Maida.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Who is hot? Chris Verlon.
The Oakland A's?
What? No.
Well, they were down 4-0 to the Rockies in the 7th inning and scored a run to make it 4-1. Scored two more in the 8th.
What?
One in the 9th to take it to extra innings.
What?
Rockies scored one in the 10th. The A's are able to tie it up again. Then
what?
Started looking scary. The Rockies scored 4 runs in the 11th inning.
Screw them.
Didn't matter. The A's scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 11th and won on a walk-off walk to beat the Rockies 10-9.
I love walk-off walks. I bought one the other day. Took a lot of things in there. It's amazing. Didn't have to roll it out of there or nothing. Who's not? Sorry.
Hitters against Max Fried at home. When Fried is on the road, his last 4 starts, hitters are batting .075 against him, which is the lowest batting average allowed by any MLB pitcher over a span of 4 road starts in the modern era.
Well, Max Fried. Look at him. Making it happen. Not really. You know who else is not hot? I think maybe our digital team. I just saw this pop up. I'm going to save my judgment. Sacktown Sports 1140 tweets out a video clip. Kyle Kuzma will reportedly be available via trade this summer. Should the Sacramento Kings pick up the phone? Carmichael Dave thinks so. 3 for Madness question 1.
As expected, the Wizards are reportedly looking to trade Kyle Kuzma. Why does this trade make perfect sense for Sacramento?
Why does this trade make perfect sense for Sacramento? Well, okay, so I'm going to go into, and some of you who heard this before.
How did I call him up?
Would you please? Heard this on 3 for Madness, me explaining why this would make perfect sense. Let me get to the end of the conversation here, because I want to see something. And on a relatively cheap situation where you're basically just swapping out Barnes and Kuzma, and you still have whatever money you have left and future picks to do with what you want. Okay. So that was in 3 for Madness. For those of you just joining us, question 1 was as expected, and I wrote the question as expected. The Wizards are reportedly looking to trade Kyle Kuzma. Why does this trade make perfect sense for Sacramento? And then I went on to explain why the trade would make perfect sense for Sacramento in the clip that was just posted. Do we have him? Okay. Now we're welcoming in Frankie. Hello, Frankie. How are you?
Hello, David. Good morning, and everybody else that's listening.
Just real quick, I asked Chris if who might have done this. He said he thinks it was you. Are you the one that posted this Kuzma clip?
Yeah, I mean, of course. It's out for the whole world.
Okay. So here's the thing, and thank you for that, and thank you for doing a wonderful job. But here's the thing.
He was going to give you 3 chances to be honest, Frankie, so I'm glad you only took 1.
That's fine.
Here's the problem. Because the second question in 3 for Madness was, as expected, the Wizards are reportedly looking to trade Kyle Kuzma. Why does this make no sense for Sacramento? See, I was doing a little bit there, and then I went on to explain why this would be a bad move. See, what happens is when you put these clips out, all right, without the context.
No, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is where I get to.
Okay, absolutely. You got it.
That's going to be coming out later.
That's all I was going to ask.
That's going to be coming out later. There's going to be a 2-parter to that.
Okay.
I'm writing a post for it.
Okay. That's all I was going to ask. I just wanted, I did not convict. I was just presenting and making sure and hoping. Notice I started up by saying you do a great job, that there would then be the other video, perhaps attached to this video, that says, here's why Carmichael Dave thinks this would be a terrible idea. Or something.
No, there's a method to the madness. There's a method to the madness.
We're maxing clips, aren't we? That's what we're doing.
It's all about content, baby. You know, it's all about content.
Okay.
But there's going to be that part's coming out too, Dave. Don't worry.
Okay.
Trust. What is it? It's 8:52 a.m. It's a long day. That was going to be coming out. I'm literally cutting that as we speak, and it's going to be into a post on the website with context, with the report, with even going back to how Kyle Kuzma was rumored to be going to the Kings in 2021. There's layers to it, of course. But yeah, that was the first part of it. It's Friday. It's the off season. You know how it goes.
Okay. So we're on the same page. There's already a reply to it. Carmichael Dave can eat a bag of blank. He sucks. So we're doing what we need to do.
I will say it's also been bookmarked, so if something goes wrong, you know the first thing to go, hey, Dave, remember when you said this?
There's somebody out there, multiple people out there that do that just to have receipts. Funny thing is they never do it when I'm right, which is rare. They always do it when I'm wrong. But, Frankie, I got that. And by the way, speaking of methods to the madness, see, it's a nice little 3-minute plug in the middle of the primetime show for the website. That's what we're doing
right
now.
This is really nice. This is great. But also, to be fair about those responses, I feel like you get those replies or responses for more things than just that tweet alone.
Yeah,
so it should just fall off your shoulders.
That's very, very true. I have a very low Q rating. I appreciate it. Frankie, you do a wonderful job. I knew if you were behind it, it would all work out in the end. I'm the one. I'm going to get the letters and the complaints, and I don't mind that. I just want the context out there. So stay tuned later on, and then we'll go over the numbers later and see if it worked or not, and we'll strategize.
This is what happens when the Kings aren't in the playoffs. Yeah. So I think we all can kind of take this as a reminder that hopefully next year at this time, we don't have to look at these forms of content. But here we are.
Last thing for you, since you are a senior Kings insider, a very senior Kings insider with Sacktown Sports. Kyle Kuzma, 23.5, 21.4, 19.4 million descending, locked up over the next 3 years. If Monty McNair were to offer Harrison Barnes and the number 13 pick for Kyle Kuzma, would you be in favor of or against it?
I'd be in favor. I don't know if that's what it would take to get it done. I think that what a lot of reports and things out there, it looks like that the Wizards have wanted 2 first-round picks, which has been a steep asking price, and why I believe they've rebuffed a lot of offers for him. But if they've lowered that asking price, and that is what it takes, I think so. I think if you're looking at that 13th pick and the kind of impact that you're looking for, I think Kyle Kuzma, the age, he fits with this group, he fits with this core, and if it's going to be age being a 13th pick, I don't see how anyone says no on the Kings side. But again, they might be asking for a little more than the Kings want to offer.
Senior Kings insider Frankie Cardicelli doing everything, joining us right now. Love him to death. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. See you later.
Bye-bye. All right, that's Frankie. We will take a break. We will go streaking at 9:13. Celebrity birthdays at 9:30, along with what to watch Friday. Fun and games at 9:43. But coming up next, is it the death of Inside the NBA, the NBC negotiations, and so much more? No one's covered this better than Tom Friend of the Sports Business Journal. We'll get the lowdown from him next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus, view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton and Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Coach Doug Christie here, letting you know it's the Folsom Lake Ford Memorial Day Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates on approved credit and Memorial Day bonus cash now through Monday. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sponsored by Xfinity. Enjoy the entertainment you love with the Xfinity Stream app. Turn any screen into a TV and take the entertainment you love wherever you go. Xfinity, we connect you to more of what you love.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Final hour of the program. We got a lot ahead, but right now we told you about this earlier in the week. Well done, Chris, and grabbing our next guest from the Sports Business Journal. He writes about the NBA, but has been really on top of the saga, I guess you could call it, with TNT, the rights, Warner Brothers, NBC, all of his drama off the court. As a lot of players will say, this league never fails to disappoint. Tom Friend joins us right now to kind of give us some clarity as much as he can. Tom, it's Dave. Thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing good. My Kings aren't in the playoffs, but that's semi-normal. But
they're an upcoming team around the league. Everybody knows about the Kings. They could be the next Timberwolves. We'll see.
Well, see, and already Tom establishing his credibility in this market, and we appreciate that. You have been on top, and I've really enjoyed your writing on what's going on with Warner Brothers, the NBA, TNT, their parent, Warner Brothers, and NBC, Amazon. Do you get the same feeling that most of us do based on leaks, your reporting, other reporting, that is it a foregone conclusion yet? Can we say pretty confidently that all signs point to next year being the final year for TNT's coverage and inside the NBA as we know it?
Yes. Yeah, it's I would say it's pretty far down the road. I mean, look, they're going to try a Hail Mary here. I mean, what's going to happen is NBC is going to make their bid formal. In other words, it'll be written, lawyered up, approved by the board at NBC, not the leadership group at NBC. And at that point, in the next, I'd say probably now, my gut now is they'll let TNT finish their production of the Western Conference Finals. In other words, as soon as TNT's season is over, then everything will get more public. But my sense is at that point, they'll bring NBC's deal to Turner. Can you match this? You ever seen these poison pills and these deals they make for free agents so a team can't match a deal? That's what basically NBC's doing. They're going to propose a deal that Turner can't match. In other words, Sunday night basketball, basketball night in America on a Sunday night. There's no window that Turner has on over-the-air. That Turner has over-the-air TV, free TV, like an ABC, NBC, where they can do that. They can't match that. And the ad revenue that can come from that, and the eyes and everything else, those are the things that NBC is going to say, can you match this? And Turner has no way to match it. They're a cable, they're a cable station.
Yeah.
So there's just the way it's structured. It's not a money, dollar for dollar deal. It has to be matched overall total value. And that's how the NBA sees it. Now, Turner believes they can match it just dollar for dollar. So that's where the lawyers may come. This may go to court. It depends how far Turner wants to push it. But that's really why it seems like it's over. I mean, Turner's biggest mistake was letting this get in the open market where NBC could do this.
If that was their biggest mistake, Tom, and I've seen you report on this, was their second biggest mistake having Warner Brothers Discovery CEO's David Zaslav, his comments back in 2022, quote, "We don't have to have the NBA." And the reports are that irked Adam Silver, and he has a long memory. What do you make of those? Is that over-reported, or do you think there's smoke to that fire?
There's smoke to it.
Yeah.
And it's not just Adam Silver. It's the people who negotiate with WBD. There's other people who are in the room. Adam's not necessarily in the room every day. And there are people like Bill Koenig. These are people that are involved in this negotiation. The relationship has to be good. And from what I'm told, people who are with intimate knowledge of this is that the tone was set. And, what happened was this exclusive negotiating window for the incumbents, that would be Disney and WBD, was March 13th through April 22nd. ESPN went into that window saying, we're going to get a deal. We're not going to let this thing get out in the open market. And they basically came close to doubling their previous deal, which was 1.4 a year over 10 years. Now it's going to be close to 2.8, 2.7, 2.6. We're in the gray area there because there's WNBA involved. There's WNBA involved and all that international. But Turner didn't want to double their deal. Zaslav didn't make this like the ultimate priority. And so by doing that and by sort of letting it get out in the open market, having this acrimony, having this indifference, this sort of pompousness there, that just created this, and you saw Charles Barkley go on, Dan Patrick's show and basically say that, they're a bunch of clowns. He's calling his own bosses Zaslav clowns, now that's how it's gotten. So, it's really their fault. Maybe financially they could never do it. I mean, the company WBD is worth $18 billion. They're $40 billion in debt. And can you handle a deal that's $2.5, $2.6 billion a year? I'm not sure they can handle it. So that's why you see them go out and get the college football playoffs to sort of keep themselves in the sports business, but they can't afford the NBA.
David Zaslav is the CEO and president of Warner Brothers Discovery. It always seems like there's somebody above anyone. And I'm just asking you to kind of go philosophical with me for a second. Is there a chance that you see a realistic, could it come down to somebody stepping in last minute and moving him off of this, basically doing a backroom apology, getting him out of there and just kind of overruling that and keeping it? Or is it just simply, even if they wanted to, like you just kind of said, they don't have the money and they've lost their home court advantage?
Well, here's the thing. They're not going to move him out. Okay. I don't think they're going to move him out. That's not going to happen. But I will. That's a good question, because I do believe, and this is from talking to people with very clear knowledge of Turner and WBD, that they're going to, that at some point Zaslav's going to go crazy and overbid. That's what people close to them still think he's going to do. That he's going to go out there and somehow, some way, overbid and doesn't want to be the person to wake up one morning and say, "I'm the one who caused TNT." Charles Barkley, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Shaq, that whole thing. They just, maybe in the end, he just can't fathom doing that, having that on his, epitaph. So at that point, he overpays. That's the only scenario that I've been told that Turner has a shot at this. Just pay $2.7 billion for a smaller package than you have now, because Amazon's going to get some of this. This is going to be broken up. And so you're going to have a less package that you had before. You're not going to have certain things, and yet you would have to pay more. Does he want to swallow his pride and do that? That's the only way, right? That's the only way this can be salvaged. And, listen, TNT's show Inside the NBA, you can see the reactions now that people think it's over with after next year. It's like, people are just macabre about it. And it is maybe the greatest studio show ever, up there with NFL Today. I would argue it's as good, probably better. And so, that's going to show up somewhere. Whether Ernie does it, that's the whole problem.
Right.
Ernie does not want to leave Atlanta, and they'd have to get creative on it. But it would take a Hail Mary by Zaslav to do this. Just overpay, just completely overpay.
So not Tom Friend of the Sports Business Journal joining us, and not to get too nerdy on this, but screw it. Zaslav has a responsibility to nobody else, to a shareholder. So again, I'm asking you just to philosophize with me here, but WBD, which is the symbol for their stock, it's down 68% over the last 5 years. It's down 33.5% over the last year. It's down 28% over the last 6 months. Now, whether or not we want to speculate that's in part or completely due to the TNT situation, at least over the last few months, that's a separate topic. I guess my question for you is, Zaslav's got to answer to shareholders, and they got to look and say, well, hold on a second. Your mouth got ahead of you, and now you're going to go overbid when we're in this type of debt and our stock's in kind of a free fall. Is there a chance in your mind he maybe tries to save his own face but gets hamstrung by his bosses?
Well, I think that's clearly in play, right?
Yeah.
Listen, this is related to what's happened with the NBA. As soon as the NBA, it looked like NBC was going to swoop in and take this package, the B package they call it.
Yeah.
Then their stock went way down. I mean, it went way down that day. So this is not a coincidence. It is a huge part of it. Obviously, their deal to get the college football playoff to share with the early round games with ESPN. That's what Charles Barkley, himself goes on the air yesterday. Goes and says, well, why wouldn't you save that money for the NBA? So clearly, they have a strategy.
Yep.
To keep themselves relevant in sports. They still have the NHL, they still have MLB. They're still a Turner Sports, but it's not going to have the punch that it had before. The thing is, I've seen reported lately. The other day, I saw reported that perhaps the way that TNT can match NBC is to partner with, say, a Fox or someone else to create broadcast windows to say, hey, we can do the same windows that NBC can do. We can match their offer. And I don't know if that's true. That's just something that's been put out there by other people. I haven't really firmed that up, but they're going to have to get creative. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Sure.
To match this, the money, I'm not sure they could do the money. It's still other thing, right?
Right. Tom Friend joining us, Sports Business Journal. Since it is business, look, I love Inside the NBA. I think it's maybe the best studio show ever. That opinion is shared by most. The popularity of this show is immense. That being said, Tom, in your opinion, your knowledge, there's popularity on Twitter, there's popularity word of mouth, but from a straight up revenue standpoint, and we're factoring in, Ernie, Kenny, Charles, Shaq, the salaries, everything. It's one thing that people are more upset about Inside the NBA leaving TNT than basketball leaving TNT. That product's going to remain the same. Does Inside the NBA have the type of revenue, in your opinion, the revenue effect to really put them in a spot where, they're not saying, well, yeah, everyone loves the show, but let's be honest, it's revenue positive. It ain't that revenue positive.
Yeah. Listen, I had someone who very close to the Turner situation tell me that, look, Seinfeld ended, MASH ended, all these shows ended, life went on. They didn't cure cancer. That was the quote.
Right.
Talk about Inside the NBA, the show. Can the world live without it? Sure. The reason why the show is worth money and valuable, and listen, the Turner people will talk about that left and right. I've had someone from Turner tell me, how how could the NBA let this show leave? Because they're worried about it. The thing about that show is that they're themselves on that show. They're self-deprecating. They're just themselves. The guys at ESPN aren't themselves. They try to be know-it-alls. They just try to be know-it-alls. They're non-athletes trying to be know-it-alls. And it turns you off. Whereas the Shaq, the Kenny, and Charles, and then Ernie, just so self-deprecating, so genuine. And that's what makes the show special. I'm telling you, Amazon, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I don't know anything, but they're the ones that seem like the natural fit to take this show, as much of the show they can take. Because if you look at Amazon Thursday Night Football, what happens, right? They have a huge pregame lead into that game, right? It's like an hour or something long. And then they have the postgame. And that's what makes TNT Inside the NBA and so great. You have that postgame. You can screw the game. I'm going to watch the postgame.
Right.
I get everything I need there. And so if Amazon has that, they can really milk it and make that the Amazon NBA is basically all around that. And that can make it work for them. I'm not sure they would do that. I'm not sure they can do that. Do they want to move their studio to create a studio in Atlanta so Ernie could do it? Because Ernie's not leaving Atlanta. But, he doesn't want to go to Connecticut for NBC or wherever it is, wherever NBC does in New Jersey, whatever they do their show. I mean, he might, but my point is that to me, Amazon makes a lot of sense. But NBC has a relationship with Charles. I mean, Mark Lazarus, who basically runs NBC Sports, was at Turner with Charles, was there when Charles was hired. So there's relationships there. This show is going to continue. People are not going to lose Charles Barkley. He's going to be there. Shaq is so much going on in his business. Shaq is president of Reebok basketball. Shaq has a studio. Shaq has 50,000 commercials. Kenny, there's people who think Kenny's going to go to some NBA front office.
Yeah.
So there's life for these guys after it. It's not the end of the world, but I mean, sure, we'd love to have it, right? I watch it. Yeah.
Let me finish the way I love to, which is with a really stupid question. And it just occurred to me, while you were talking, we're talking about two different things here that are intertwined: the value of the NBA to TNT, and the value of inside the NBA, not just to TNT, but to the public. The game is the same no matter what channel it's watched on. The announcers switch, but the game's the same. It's transferable. Inside the NBA, because Ernie Johnson, as you mentioned, won't leave Turner, won't leave Atlanta, it's not transferable. So let me ask you this, Tom. If I'm the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, and I'm not, I'd be a lot richer, but if I am, why am I not considering the idea of saying, well, hold on a second. Where does it say we have to have the rights to the NBA to have inside the NBA? In other words, why would they not just, let's say it goes to NBC or Amazon, whatever. Game ends, and on TNT, here's Ernie, Kenny, and Charles. They've got highlights just like SportsCenter would. They've got highlights just like your local TV would and other national shows. The only thing I'm thinking of right now on the fly that they would miss would be the on-court post-game interviews, which is a big deal, but I don't think there's anything preventing TNT from having a producer out there and getting somebody on outside the locker room. So I guess my question is this: why wouldn't they, if they're in a corner and they can't get the rights, if the show's so profitable, if the show's so important, why wouldn't they just save the $2.7 billion or whatever in the NBA and keeping the NBA rights and continue to have inside the NBA? Just screw the other networks. You watch the game on Amazon. Now everyone's hitting one button on the remote and going to TNT to watch inside the NBA.
How come you aren't the CEO of WD, dude?
I'm telling you, I just saved the shareholders $3 billion.
Let me tell you something. There's precedent there. Think of NFL primetime on ESPN.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, NFL games ended on a Sunday. Where'd you go? You went right over there for the highlights, right?
That's right.
It changed when NBC got Sunday night football night in America. Then you wanted to go there. They had the better highlights. But up until that point, they did that's the exact same thing. So yeah, why not? Now I don't think does Charles want to do that. They'd have to pay out I don't know if they could make it work for these guys. Those guys wanted to do it, but yeah. I mean, why not?
Well, Tom,
that would create value. It would create value for the network and
save them a lot of money.
Yep, and they still have people would still have their show. I just don't. We'll see.
Well, I expect
it's all going to hit the fan here in the next 10 days. As soon as the Western Conference Finals are over, I expect that this will start. By game one of the NBA Finals, I think this is done. But we'll see. Maybe not.
Well, I expect your next article to be about this idea, and then I expect you and I to go to Warner and ask for a finder's fee. I would say $100 million, 50-50. I think that's fair. You and me split it, and we'll both.
Oh, no, it's all yours, man. It's all yours.
Hey, look, if we get it together, I'm giving you credit at least. Oh, you know what? I think that's legally binding. So we'll figure it out one way or the other. My new friend, Tom Friend, joining us right now, doing wonderful, wonderful work for Sports Business Journal. Brother, I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Take it easy. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Bye-bye. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch. We'll finish up streaking before we get celebrity birthdays, Friday fun and games, and we're out for the holiday weekend. Right back after this.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Welcome to the May Springtime Sales Event at Kia Vacaville, where we're celebrating the arrival of a new season with unbeatable lease options on our 2024 lineup. As May blossoms with possibilities, it's the perfect time to immerse yourself in the exhilarating world of Kia, highlighted by the luxurious and versatile Kia Telluride. Throughout the May Springtime Sales Event, Kia Vacaville is thrilled to showcase our top models with irresistible lease offers. Experience the thrill of driving the all-new Kia Sportage, seamlessly blending captivating design with dynamic performance. Dive into the impressive fuel efficiency of the Kia Niro, a hybrid marvel designed to extend your adventures. Embrace the essence of spring with our eco-friendly Kia hybrid options, specifically tailored for those who prioritize efficiency without compromising on style. With the EV9 in stock, Kia Vacaville stands as your premier destination for electric excitement. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
On Sacktown Sports.
Dollar bill, y'all. That's what it's all about. The money. Follow it. Look, it's not incredibly realistic. I'm sure the NBA would want to protect their partners in a situation like that. But look, I'd look into it. If they stepped in it, they're not going to get it. Talk about the NBA rights. You know, you see it all the time. And Tom Friend, our last guest from Sports Business Journal, pointed that out. You know, you used to go over to ESPN or whatever after the football game and watch the highlights, and before they had the NFL. There's nothing preventing you from having a highlight show. You've just got the little thing in the corner that says, courtesy of. And you run highlights, and then you have analysis. There's nothing preventing. Look, there's no other show that has more cachet with NBA players and coaches than Inside the NBA. It's why you have Shaq and Kenny, and obviously Charles and Ernie. No one's turning down an interview with them. So if I'm sitting over there and I'm the CEO, well, first off, I'm an idiot for stepping in it a couple years ago. But I'm looking at the $2-3 billion I need for the NBA to keep the rights, and maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. But I am considering the idea, okay, this is what I got to pay all these guys. This is what the show costs. This is what it brings in. Do I have room to give this a shot and make this the national postgame show twice a week and after the playoffs? Just do it for a year, see how it works.
The problem is with their CEO, he seems to not care at all what his customers want.
That's right.
He's the same guy that is basically deleting movies that they're creating, not being seen by anyone's, just so he could get the write-off on it.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason probably why their stock is down. Let me look right here. Under his tenure, he's been here for 2 years now, since Warner Brothers Discovery did that big merger. Down 29% in the last 6 months, down 34% in the last year. And, if they lose this and completely bomb that stock's going to drop further. And at some point, shareholders look up and say, hey, guy, you're taking our stock. You just lost the NBA. We're sitting here in Warner Brothers Discovery is our best TV asset, Guy Fieri. There's a problem there. No offense to Guy, who I love. Anyway, that's a mess. And that's what happens when business guys get a little too full of themselves. If I'm that guy, I basically get on my knees to Adam Silver and beg forgiveness. As far as what to watch this weekend before we get to streaking, don't forget, Alan and Chris will join us segment early in the next segment.
Oh, I should probably ask them.
To do, yes. Well, don't they know it's Friday, right? They don't know? Of course they don't know.
Well, they usually don't come in for the celebrity unless someone's out. And it's
that's true. You're right. Yeah, that would be nice for them. Otherwise, it'd be just me. Maybe we get Simone to join in. This weekend, the Astros are in Oakland taking on the Athletics. That is your weekend series. The Giants go to beautiful Citi Field with a gorgeous view of Queens and the rest of New York. The Giants take on the Mets. 4:10 today for Giants Mets, 6:40 for Astros and A's. And, of course, you're going to get both series this weekend. Tonight, Mavs, Timberwolves, Game 2, Dallas up 1-0 on Minnesota. That's at Target Center. in Minneapolis, and Minnesota favored. Funny, Chris, I just gave away that they were favored. I don't know if you remember the last time I asked you this and what they were favored by. But now that I told you Minnesota's favored by over the Mavericks tonight, what would you guess the spread is?
I'm going to say 1.5.
I can tell you that last time for game one, Minnesota was favored by 4.5, if you remember that. You're saying 1.5.
Correct.
The Minnesota Timberwolves are favored by 5.5 points tonight. I don't. And Vegas is probably right. They always are.
They weren't right last time.
They weren't. You're right. That's right. They added a point. Minnesota lost their first home game, and now Vegas has added a point. It makes you wonder if something's going on with the Mavs. Who knows? You'll also, by the way, be able to see the Eastern Conference Finals, Pacers and Celtics game 3 this weekend, and be very interesting to follow whether or not Tyrese Halliburton's hamstring injury goes back to Indiana. All right, let's go.
You know what else is
what?
happening this weekend?
Does it have to do with the little ball?
It does.
Little ball on the foot.
Yeah.
Man City of the 144 charges.
115.
Excuse me. Taking on Manchester United in an FA Cup final derby.
Yeah.
If you will.
Second year in a row.
I'm going to go over under here. Man City wins this match over under by 1.5 goals.
Over.
Yeah, I think so too. 2.5 goals. 2.5 was probably the number.
Yeah, I'll say over.
Over?
Yeah.
I'm going to say final Man City 3-1.
I'm going to say 4-1.
4-1.
Going to be going to a local watering hole.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it at? Where is the final? Do you know?
At Wembley.
Oh, that's right. Duh. Of course. Hey, isn't it always at Wembley?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just testing you. Good knowledge, Chris. Shut up, Simone. Let's go streaking.
Hey, Simone knew where the FA Cup.
She did?
Too. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you know, guys, but I work in the soccer industry over there, and I'm just testing you. Obviously, I knew it was at Wembley. Streaking time. Right now.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday, and for a lot of folks heading into a holiday weekend, expect a cool start for the morning, and it's going to be a cooler day overall under mostly sunny skies with a steady onshore breeze. Highs today peak in the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's Folsom Lake Kia's Memorial Day sales event. Save on new Kias with low payments and low finance rates and zero down deals on approval of credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
We see a lot of news about teens vaping, but teens see something else. Videos on social media that glamorize it and downplay the dangers of nicotine. How can parents talk so kids will listen? Use facts. 1. Nicotine can rewire teens' brains. 2. It can make teens more anxious. 3. Changes to the brain can be permanent. So even when it hides behind a new look, nicotine is brain poison. Go to undo.org for more.
Welcome back to Verizon Radio. Our next track will get you amped for our biggest deals of the season. It's called Red Hot Deal Days.
Choose your bundle for Red Hot Deal Days. Get a new phone, watch and tablet, scream yippee-yi-yay, because you can trade in your old phone for a bundle today.
Now that's a hot track for Red Hot Deal Days. Choose a new phone, smartwatch, and tablet along with tons more great deals. It's only until May 29th. Visit your Verizon store today. Eligible phone with select trade-in and unlimited ultimate plan required and service plan required for watch or tablet. See Verizon.com for additional details.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat? I don't know. Why? Peer pressure. Oh. Good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat. Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hey, California. Sellathon means big savings. Sellathon means great selection. Sellathon means 5 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through Memorial Day and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford Memorial Day Sellathon. That means choices, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Now's the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end May 28th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Vapes and cigarettes are responsible for the excessive amount of secondhand smoke in California.
From our sidewalks to our parks, restaurants, offices, and work sites, over half of Californians are at risk of being exposed to thousands of toxic chemicals.
Go to secondhanddangers.org for an action plan to protect yourself and your family from toxic harm that could last a lifetime.
Because even outdoors, there's no such thing as safe secondhand smoke.
Sponsored by Breathe California, Sacramento region.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley is coming to town.
Hey all, this is Dirk Bentley.
Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends.
This is Barkley. Take my hand, let me make you mine.
It's Dasha, hit your boobs, Kelsey Hart, and more. Saturday, September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo. Get your tickets before they sell out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by Coors Light.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Well, that lady's a liar. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Chris Roulade and with Chris Watkins and with Simone, as Jason is on vacation. Chris, nice enough to join us early. That's what I call a team player.
Yes, well, Alan would be here, but he's currently getting a haircut, so he's running a little late.
Getting a haircut before a show.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, he's got a big weekend.
That's it.
As you know.
I didn't even know barbershops open at 9 a.m.
I didn't either. He told me that his barber had his 2 kids in there, and so I was like, might be seeing you at 10 o'clock then, buddy.
Yeah, that's a decision.
It was like 8 o'clock haircut.
That's a choice.
Yeah. I get it, but yeah.
No, I'm not saying don't
it.
get the haircut. I'm just wondering why not after. I'd just be nervous about time.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to go get the nanny after the show and everything. I'm not sure.
Here's the other thing. Anytime I get a haircut, unless there's an emergency, I immediately beeline home and in the shower because I have itchies on my neck.
Yeah,
I can't function. It's
and then like it'll get on your shirt, and then you still wash it, and it's there the next.
It's there the next day. I
can't stand it.
So
I can't come over. I got itchies on my neck.
I don't know what I think that's a medical term.
Yeah, itchies.
Itchies. I got the itchies on my neck.
It's the worst.
Well, we got Friday Fun and Games, regardless of Jason being here.
Regardless.
But in memory of Jason Ross.
R.I.P.
Aaron says Styles getting styled. Okay,
there
that
you
makes
go.
sense. Celebrity birthdays. Chris, nice enough to join us. Simone, nice enough to join us. So it'll be a 3-way celebrity birthday brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Birthdays meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Chris Verlaud.
All right. First off, we have Bob
Saget. Yeah, I was going to say Saget too, and then I stopped because Bob Saget. Yeah. So not him, right?
Not Bob Saget.
Odenkirk.
No.
Ooh, Melvin?
No.
Ooh, that's a good guess. Bob Ross.
Almost. I'm surprised because it's almost the Bob that you go to every single time when Bob is mentioned.
Bobby Marks.
Bob.
You do not like this person.
I was going to say
Bobby Durst.
You do not like this person as a singer.
Oh, God. Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. It's his birthday today.
Too old. I don't know. He's probably like 79. Bob Dylan.
Yeah. No, 71, please.
I'm going to go 80s. I'll say 82.
We do not have a correct answer. Chris Watkins is the closest. Bob Dylan is 83 today.
Wow. There's a choice we're making. Sorry.
All right. Next up, John.
Cena.
McEnroe.
Favreau.
Matuzak.
Actually, Simone got his first name and middle initial.
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly.
Wow. Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
John C., as I call him. Do you think it's like when people say Stephen A?
Right,
They call him John C.
Yeah.
John C.
It's like
John C.
My name's John C. We're idiots. John C. Reilly is 57.
Ooh.
54, please.
I'll say 61.
57, 61,
Yeah.
54.
Uh-huh.
We've got a tie between Dave and Chris.
Oh.
He is 59.
Hey. I love John C.
Him and Will Ferrell don't get along anymore.
Really?
Is that true?
Yeah. From what I understand, it's because John C. Reilly got the Jim Buss role for show or whatever the
Winning Time.
And for Winning Time, and Will Ferrell's a huge Laker fan, and I guess he and
Adam McKay
like initially kind of came up with it, and then Will Ferrell really wanted to be Buss, and he gave it to John C. Reilly, and I guess there's beef.
Oh, that sucks. They're all like first Hall and Oates, and now
Yeah.
What's next? Simon and Garfunkel?
Oh my gosh.
All right, celebrity birthdays.
Siegfried and Roy.
Well, thank you for ruining that
I'm
friendship
sorry.
that we
wow.
had out.
We all cherish. Yeah.
Love Step Brothers.
Okay, this is going to be a tough one. Bartolo.
Johnson. Yeah. Or Cologne.
Bartolo Colon. His birthday today.
45.
Say 47.
49, please.
Simone is the closest. Bartolo Colon is 51.
Oh, wow. I should know he was 49 when he retired.
I know. I was trying to think.
Him hitting home run is still one of the greats.
Okay.
He must have been like 42.
Next birthday, Patty
LaBelle.
Mills.
Chris Watkins got it. Patty LaBelle.
Patty LaBelle, I would have flipped a coin if she didn't know. Wonder if she was still with us or not. Good for her. Yeah, good for her. Good for her.
Good
You're
for
alive.
her. She's still breathing.
I'm going to say 82.
I'll say 85.
No, 77, please.
She looks wonderful.
She does.
What did you say again?
81.
I said 85.
Dave is the closest. Patty LaBelle is 80 today.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Good for Patty.
Awesome.
All right, and let's go with the one last one. Tracy
Chapman.
Morgan.
Ullman.
Ellis Ross.
Tracy.
Still looking for it.
Bonham. Same mother.
Chapman.
Said Chapman. Tracy Lords.
Keep going.
Tracy
Jackson Davis.
Chambers. I think I'm just saying.
That's
porn
right.
stars at
Tracy
this point.
McGrady.
Hey.
Oh.
Wow. I mean, who calls him Tracy,
That's so
really?
sad. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Come on, T-Mac.
Yeah.
Tracy. Oh, this is going to make me feel sad.
Ooh.
Remember, Tracy came in as a high schooler.
He was
That's
on the.
true, yeah.
Was he on the show?
I think he follows me on Twitter. It's the most one of the
Really?
most random follows I have.
I want to say on the night show. He
he did. He was promoting something.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tracy is. I'm going to say and hope I'm right. 38.
I'm going to say 46.
I'm going to say 42, please.
Still no. I think this is the first time we didn't have a correct answer all game.
Nice.
But Watkins is the closest. Tracy McGrady is 45 today.
Oh, my God. That's just depressing. All right.
Really bad knees.
You know, it's funny because we do this all the time, and it's like the amount of correct answers are continually fluctuating. And it reminds me, honestly, of PG&E's gas bills all summer long, whether it's in or out, up or down. And my friends at American Energy, get you there? My friends at American Energy want that to stop right now. Get yourself a high-efficiency HVAC system, or as I like to call it, a home comfort system, and get rid of those fluctuating PG&E bills by going electric year-round. Not only can you have American Energy save you money on your monthly bills, but they can save you money on the HVAC system itself by getting you up to $9,000 in rebates, and they'll do all the paperwork. You don't have to worry about box tops or PVC symbols or whatever. I don't think they're called PVC symbols. You know what I'm talking about, the little code. Screw that. American Energy's got your back. They've been around since 1981. Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. They're good people. And they'll come out and give you a free consultation today. They'll come out and give you a free consultation, work out the rebates, and they'll have you dialed in for now and years to come. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Friday fun and games coming up next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
You've seen the specials on Amazon, Netflix, Showtime, and more. Don't miss an evening with Steve Trevino.
Babe, can I go with Steve and have a drink at the casino? And then she started to speak wife. She looked at him right in the face and she goes, you can do whatever you want. And his dumb goes, told you. I go, oh, no, it's a trap. It's a trap.
Steve Trevino, Saturday, June 1st, the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets on sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss an evening with Steve Trevino.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
It's the Folsom Lake Ford Memorial Day Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates on approved credit and Memorial Day bonus cash now through Monday. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall, and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainier garage door with installation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
We love the game because anything can happen. There's no sure thing.
How did that go in?
Every play,
Oh my goodness!
every shot,
Are you kidding me?
every swing is a risk if you bet.
I can't believe that just happened.
There's no easy money. There's no luck. And no one wins all the time. If you bet, bet responsibly and always set a limit. Learn more at responsibleplay.org.
We have finally made it to Friday
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games.
on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Okie dokie. Let me just say, before we get going, the moment he walked in, I immediately recognized just how great Alan looks.
Oh,
Just
thank you.
Nice and coiffed.
First thing you said.
Professional, suave, debonair.
Big day tomorrow.
It's
I
a
was
big day.
actually practicing my entry or my
intro
in the bathroom.
I was hoping it
during
would
the
be.
break.
Your entry would
Okay.
be like,
Well,
into the bathroom as well.
okay,
yeah,
that
I'm
being
getting
said,
really excited.
Mike is yours. I said the
You
mic
got to
is
come
yours.
out and see it tomorrow. Just appreciate it. What's up, everybody? Alan Stiles here from Sacktown Sports 1140, taking over for you today, the great Connor Sutton, as your Sacramento Republic take on Birmingham Legion.
I have one note, only one note. I think
Okay.
it sounds great. Just one note and one note only. This is a completely selfless note. Instead of Alan Stiles, Sacktown Sports 1140, Alan Stiles 10-2.
Okay.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Okay,
Screw,
I'll try.
Screw the rest of us.
Okay.
And then thank Dave
your
at the end.
promote your ass.
Okay.
As Anthony Edwards
that's right.
said. Promote
Okay.
your ass.
All right. Will do.
Friday Fun and Games time. Christopher Laud filling in for Jason Ross.
If you could, guys, would you like to have? You don't have to, but would you like to put an alphabet in front of you?
Oh my god.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Chris Watkins'
Can I be
favorite
honest?
game.
I was like 10% scared that we were going to hit the post today. I was like, Jason's not here.
I'm just saying,
it's all setting up
I wanted
my
that
gosh.
so bad. Oh my goodness.
I'm really glad.
It really. You need that? You got paper? Y'all have paper? What comes after G? Okay.
I'm just gonna Google it. Well, that did be wrong last.
Well, you
time.
could look at
Just
the
make sure all
computer.
the letters are there.
Yeah, I know.
Chris.
I still don't understand how that happened.
Oh, it's a fun story though. Okay. S-T-U.
I'm also horrible at and I've been cooking
Cookie
the last couple Fridays, but I'm not good.
All right, here's the
All
alphabet.
right, sounds like you are done, Dave.
Yep.
We'd like to start with you.
Oh boy.
We will go with your A to Z.
Zed.
Movies.
Movies.
And go.
Abbott and Costello Go to the City. Beaches. Cocoon. Dune. Everyone.
One of your favorite movies ever.
What? Now you're screwing
John
with
Tesh.
Okay, pass for some weird reason. Final Countdown. Goodwill Hunting. Harry and the Hendersons. Pass. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Pass. Why am I blanking on stuff, dude? Kilroy. Leonard on Vacation. Michael and the Mechanics. No Country for Old Men. Othello. Peter Parker Lives. Quincy. Return of the Jedi. Sabbatical 2. Tommy Thompson. Uvula.
What?
I feel like
I've made up like 5 of these.
Some of
Honestly,
these are like band names.
Vertigo. That's a real one. Young MC and Zoolander. Going back, why did I blank on E?
You just told the story too.
Of what was it?
You said when the show was just about to come on, I was very excited because it was a show about celebrities and not the movie I
Entertainment
just
Tonight, which was E.T., the extraterrestrial son of a. Okay, honestly, I made up 3 of those.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
Mike and the
There's
Mechanics. I
one.
think
Yeah,
it's a
was
band.
like, that's a band.
It
That
was.
has to be a
It
band.
was.
We'll give you
Mike and
half
the
credit.
Mechanics.
Uvula, also
Yeah.
not a movie. That's the
Again,
anything in the back of your throat.
Sounds like a band, though. Again.
Oh, Uvula is a punk rock
Yeah,
band.
it's like Chris
Oh,
Pratt
definitely.
band in Parks and Rec.
Okay. All right. Who we going to have here? Alan or Chris?
What? All right. Pick a number between 1 and 10, Alan.
4.
4
7.
and 7. Alan, would you like to go first or next? The number was 3.
I'll go.
Okay. Alan,
All right, Alan, for you, we are going to have, since you were about to do this a few weeks ago, but the weather turned bad, how about names of fish?
Oh my gosh.
What?
You just got screwed so bad.
Okay. Albacore.
Tuna.
Branzino.
Okay. Bass
Would
also
have
works.
Barracuda.
You have
Catfish.
yeah, catfish. You have a dolphin.
Mammal. Mammal.
You have a
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Yep.
an eel. You have a
fish.
Just fish. Yeah, tilapia is any type of fish, so that works. You have a Grand Marnier fish. You have a
champagne or
Elliot Ramos.
Shark is also a fish, just to give you a.
You have an iguana.
Yeah, the iguana fish. It's in the Amazon.
You have a. Doesn't jaguar swim sometimes?
Jaguar has been known to.
Oh, jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
There you go.
There we go.
You have trout. I'm just gonna, jump over there. You have pelican.
They eat fish.
A LARP.
Yeah, LARP.
LARPing.
It's not. Yeah, LARPing.
Yeah.
Love doing that.
A octopus.
There you go.
Octopus is a definite fish.
You have a
What that is?
It's a
Wellington.
yes.
fish.
Yes, a Wellington.
Chris,
fish.
what is? Come on, man.
That's like the spelling bee where I have to spell couch, and then he's like, anti-disestablishmentarianism. Go.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
All right.
nuts.
This is going to be our last one. Chris Watkins.
Yeah.
All on you.
What Supreme Court justices?
Shakespearean novels.
Chris, you will have
I should have angered him.
types of drinks.
Oh, okay. Apple juice, beer, cola, diet cola, energy drink.
Yeah.
F is
Fanta.
G is
Great.
Gatorade.
Goose.
Gatorade, good.
H
Horchata.
Tahine.
Ice. Is ice a drink? Sure.
Iced tea is a drink.
Iced tea. Thank you.
Yeah.
Long Island.
J. Jack Daniels.
Ooh.
K. King Cobra.
Wow.
L is drinking a King Cobra.
Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island iced tea.
Hey.
M is a Manhattan.
Uh-huh.
And N is a Negroni. Absolutely. O can I don't know. Orange juice. There you go.
Yeah.
P is passion fruit juice.
Yeah. Or
Q
Pepsi.
is
Quail juice.
Quail juice.
Nine.
Q.
Quail juice.
Quail juice is yummy.
I think I'll skip Q. Probably skip R as well. S Sprite. T is
Tahitian
T.
Treads.
U is uvula. V is
vodka.
This is crazy.
Wow,
This
everybody
is
did pretty
nuts.
well except Alan.
This is insane. The fix is in.
Hey, I hope you do better emceeing this weekend.
I mean, we're trying to get the vibes right.
I'm looking
I
at
gotta
your
go
numbers
into
right now.
Well, that's the theme. That's the theme this week.
Alan, we've all heard the term there are plenty of fish in the sea. I thought you would have known.
No.
There's
No.
only a couple fish in the sea, according to Alan Styles.
No. Then
And
have
one is a
somebody else do
pelican.
it next time. Ridiculous.
Well, Styles is styling, as one of the texters said. What's coming up on the show today? Hopefully better content.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The fix is in.
Well, they will talk about that. By the way, you said something yesterday, got back to me, that said that I was in a bag.
Yeah, you were in your bag.
No, I said my backpack. I didn't.
You were in your JanSport.
Yes, exactly. Well, more of that and more. Hey, Chris, great job this week. Thank you so much. Jason's back on Tuesday. Please remember why we celebrate Memorial Day on Monday. Everybody have a good time. Be safe. Bye-bye now.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a